by making Cavill this guy again. Hello, and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today we will be ranking the DCU. So we'll be ranking DCU, James Gunn's new universe. Hello, Murdoch J. So DCU, Gunn's new universe, basically all of the projects that he announced. So what makes you think I'm a hater? What makes you think? I'll tell you right now, I've been saying since day one, James Gunn is the man. Like, even when Snyder was like running the DCU, I was always saying, you know who would be a really good fit for to run the DC? That's James Gunn. I don't know where this hate supposedly came from that I have of James Gunn. I think it's all manufactured. I think it's a part of a conspiracy and a fake news against the Nerd Man. Hey, Phil Pickle. How you doing, man?
Nerd Man just has, questions and concerns about stuff. It doesn't mean he's never been fully against DC. Well, I thought he was against this slate. If y'all watch my stream, I mean, he was pretty supportive of the slate. He does have his issues. I know you're gonna talk about it.
I've got some issues. I ran into some issues because I think he kind of sideswiped me, James Gunn. He kind of like he what's the word I'm looking for? It's like he I'll remember what I'm trying. But basically, I feel like he bamboozled me a little bit. Not majorly, not a heavy bamboozle, but a little bit of a bamboozle, like a little bit like he finessed me, basically. There's a little bit of finessing going on because I think he knows what certain DC fans want. Now,
I mean, I'll tell you this now. I'm not feeling the Batman and Superman age gap. That's one thing so far. If
I don't know, there's going to be a massive age gap.
I don't dislike this slate. I'm not feeling the gap between Batman and Superman because Batman's already at his fourth Robin, and Superman, as it's been leaked, is going to be.
It could be a second Robin. They could just go straight from.
Nah, he got to be the fourth. I mean, I think they're going to.
Why? It's a movie, dude. Like, why does he?
No. I think what he's going to do is. I think what he's going to do is this is going to be his fourth Robin, but Batgirl and all of them are going to be established. But since this is his fourth Robin, you have to think like, oh shoot, he's probably like 10, 15 years deep into this. Because by now, Superman's son should be born, Jonathan Kent.
Dude, honestly, I really think it could be his second Robin. I think he could go the route. It could even be his first Robin. One. I think it could, like, you don't have to follow, again, the comic books, like their Bible. Now, I do agree you have to have at least, for Damian to really work, I think you do have to have at least one Robin before. Okay. And that could be Dick Grayson. Other than that, the other two, I don't think is necessary unless you're trying to set up a Red Hood story.
Robin, then you need before him. I think they are. I'm not saying you need to show them.
Why? To tell a good story. That's not how. See,
that is how it's a movie. I don't want to see Damian Wayne be the first Robin. He's the worst Robin. He's
already starting off hot. He's the
worst Robin too.
I don't like Damian. I like Carrie Kelly more than all of them.
Oh, of course you like her. I take that back. Carrie Kelly's the worst Robin. Shut
your mouth, bro. She's the best in-story Robin.
She's the most useless Robin ever.
I know she's useless, but that's what makes her good. That's what makes her actually compelling, because she's actually a kid and she's like over her head, but she does do some useful things in that story. Plus, it makes sense in that story because Batman's crazy enough to actually get a little girl to be running around doing fighting for him in that story. That's when he snapped. Whereas the other Batmans, you're like, why is a little kid running? And they're trying to make me take this seriously.
I mean, he is mentally unstable. I mean, this guy
but
has to
he ain't that mentally unstable, bro.
He's not that, but he is. He's still stuck on the death of his parents. He hasn't exactly moved on from it.
There's a reason they haven't done Robins in live action, and this is to all the Robin fans. Robin sucks. Okay, Robin sucks as a character.
Robin, Nerdman.
And it's straight facts. If I was a filmmaker, I would never put a Robin in the movie unless it was Carrie Kelly in a Batman Returns movie.
So like, who's the best sidekick ever in the history of sidekick? Who's number one?
Robin's one of the worst. Robin's one of the worst sidekicks in I rate the whole Shazam family over like
it's Robin, Supergirl. Who's the Robin, Supergirl?
Did you say Supergirl? Robin and Supergirl's another dumb one. I don't mind though. She's getting a movie. I know. But you know why they were invented. You realize why they were invented. It wasn't to serve the story of Batman.
So the kids can have someone to gravitate to while they're following these other heroes. Can have something, which is it's nothing wrong with that.
Robin in that Titans stuff where he belongs, bro. That makes sense. If he's in a Titans young teenage movie with keep him out of the, like, I don't mind because I've got my Batman franchise. So I'm happy that everyone who loves Robin is finally going to get their Robin thing, and it's going to be like all great for them. And I hope the film is fantastic. I really do. I think that it has the potential to be very good. But I don't like Damien. I'm like you.
I don't like him
it's
either.
like
he's a little.
The only thing worse than a kind of cocky, upbeat sidekick that is the normal Robin is a fucking emo, try hard, thinks he's the baddest thing on the block. He walks into the Titans, these guys who are all gods who have like powers and shit, and he's like, I'll kick your ass. It's like, no, you won't, bro. No, you won't. The only reason you will is because Batman. That's it. Because Batman.
I mean, he was trained by the League of Assassins. He was trained. His grandfather is League of Assassins.
She's a fucking fifth level demon. What's her name? Raven.
Also, Nervin, you have to remember.
She's a fucking demon, bro, and he walks into her like fucking big time in her.
Nervin, you have to remember.
Come on, bro.
You have to remember this. His mother did what Selena Kyle, Catwoman, couldn't do.
Catwoman's a better sidekick than fucking Robin.
I don't disagree. Well, better than Damian Wayne, but his mother, Talia al Ghul, did the most daring thing that no one ever has done to Batman. Put him on child support. She put Batman on child support.
Oh, God.
Not even Catwoman has.
That's done that one of the other things I hate about that character of Damien. It's like he's his son as well. Just to make it even worse, it's like Batman has a kid. I don't want Batman having a kid. I want Batman's only sexuality to be he gets turned on by beating up fucking bad guys. That's what I like about like the Dark Knight, solving the crimes,
needs some love.
doing it. Yeah, Catwoman. That's good. That's all gravy. Catwoman, you know, it's still part of his
I would prefer for Catwoman to be his like love. Well, I mean, she.
I like Talia, to be fair. I don't dislike Talia. I know I'm talking blasphemy.
Talia took advantage of that man.
No, he did.
She stole Batman's innocence.
Look, I just don't like love stories with Batman, like, period. I don't really like love stories with Superman too tough either. The family things, even though I like Superman and Lois, it's like the family thing grates at me. All of that family stuff with the superheroes.
Well, I think
I like the early stuff of a superhero when they just begin, and then the late stuff where they're ending. Like that's all the middle family.
I think a family could work more for Superman. I think with Batman, he's like Batman is a prime example of married to his work. And you know, most people that are married to their work, they don't have time for really nothing else because they love doing it. Batman, while he wants to, he knows there cannot be an end because it's never going to be an end. He's fighting for this end that will never be, but he's still going to do it regardless, even if it's foolish to try and complete it. So yeah, I do agree with the romance stuff. He should kind of be just like in a Batman Beyond. He should just overall like end up just being single. Not like completely alone without like anybody, but just single.
So that's what single is.
Single so PKL says, PKL, hey man, nice to hear from you still. Hi nerd man, bro. I think he's saying, bro.
How are you?
He's either saying, oh, how are you? Okay, I thought you were saying hurry up for a second. Right now, interested most in Superman and Lanterns. Hope you're doing well. We'll see what I'm interested in and some of the problems I've started to come up with James Gunn's plan. And I feel it's I'll go into it a little bit more. We can start ranking right after
real
this.
Quick, did you see the Instagram post which confirms this is a soft reboot? So it's not a hard reboot. It's a soft reboot.
Because he wants to keep his fucking stupid Suicide Squad in. That's why.
There's a chance he might keep Zachary Levi Shazam. He might keep Jason Momoa Aquaman. He might keep Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck are definitely gone. But
yeah, why would you keep Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman? I have to agree with philosophical pickle on this, bro.
I'm not saying he's keeping.
I'm gonna have to for once actually.
Personally, I would like a recast and just dart over.
Dude, I'm not even like I'm a Gal Gadot fan, and to me, she would be maybe the third or second to go from that whole former cast. Like maybe fourth. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
maybe fourth. I'd get rid of all of them. I'd use this as an excuse to get rid of all of them. That's the truth. Like they each have like some kind of problem with them, and I only think they fit Snyder's vision. I don't think. I mean, I think if it's Snyder directing them, it works. When Snyder directs Gal Gadot, it works. When Patty Jenkins, for the most part, directs Gal Gadot, it works. Anyone else she's directed by, I don't see it. She's not like a great actress.
Yeah.
She's great at that specific role and specifically with two directors. That's what I see. That they can get that kind of performance out of her. So I know philosophical pickle will be like, oh, I'm backtracking a bit or whatever, but like I would use it as an excuse to get rid of her and get a better actress in to play Wonder Woman.
She's a actress anyway. Like, she's not really skilled in it at all. She's average at best. I mean, well, she's a little below average.
She's below average as an actress, but she did play. I'm never going to take this away from her. I think she played a great Wonder Woman for two movies. Zack Snyder's Justice League and Wonder Woman 1. I'm not going to take that away from her and just try and like revisionist history that she didn't do that. She was good.
And Queen is showing up again in Shazam: Fury of the Gods. She was in the trailer.
Was she?
Yeah, they showed her armbands, her little gauntlets. She was holding.
I didn't see that.
It was in the TV, one of those TV spot trailers where they showed her, wrist gauntlets, and she was holding.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, one of the reasons why Shazam is going to stay is because that really hasn't been attached to anything else. So Shazam's going to plug right in. That was James Gunn's word.
No, so if it's because Peter Safran produced Shazam. That's why he's staying. This is all them. This is all them. Like.
I'm glad they're saying. I'm glad the Shazam cast is saying I didn't want none of them to go. None of them.
You did not need to keep the Suicide Squad cast, bro. You didn't.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that.
You don't need to keep them. They could go as well.
Amanda Waller is for sure confirmed to stay, though, Nerdman. You are correct in that. Viola as Amanda is staying, which
that is good. That's the only one I would keep. She may be the only person I would keep because I don't see anyone playing Amanda Waller as good as her. We need more meaningful white representation. Here we go again with philosophical white.
He's getting at me because when I was talking to him a couple nights ago, he wanted to go and say that well, of course you're not gonna get black people because it's DC and they got to start off with the heavy hitters and everything. I'm like, nope. You can't just have white guys. You can have Batman. If I'm not getting anybody black because they're doing Superman and they're doing Batman, fine, that's cool. You guys are doing
I guarantee you by chapter 2, mind you, James did say this is not the full chapter 1 slate. They just revealed bits, but I would guarantee by chapter 2 we're gonna see some milestone characters, or maybe by this end of chapter 1. Because Nerdman saw my tweet and he agreed. He's not milestone, but Black Lightning and Vixen. If they're in,
I don't think you can do Static and Black Lightning. I think they interfere with each other.
He's not milestone, but just to start off with some black characters, if Black Lightning Vixen is in this first Justice League movie that they do, where they want to get to, that's totally fine with me. I mean, because it starts the groundwork to introduce some Black characters, really good ones for people to like. They bring in Static.
Not many though.
Static
not
is
many. I can't live with 6 different Black characters in the DCU. No. You do one male, you do one female, and you focus all of your diversity attention on that. Because when you spread it out, then it just like dilutes the amount of freaking power that can go to a character.
I choose Vixen. Honestly, I think they need another woman on there. I think they need another woman. Would be good for a woman to be interacting with Wonder Woman, and a character that's a little bit different, comes from a little bit of a different perspective than Wonder Woman. And I can't think of anyone better than Vixen. I think she's a really good choice. Plus, she as I've said before, there's people with established mythologies that, like Superman, Batman, and whatever, that you're never going to make everyone happy with. There's always going to be some headcanon that they have that they're going to project on those characters, even Wonder Woman to a certain degree. Whereas, characters like Vixen have a bit more of a wide berth, where you're not going to get a bunch of like fanboys going, like they really disrespected Hal Jordan, or they'll be
too focused complaining about something else.
Yeah, they'll be complaining about it's too woke, something like that. But I think that would be best for a Black character, something like that, where
you're with me. I said one male, one female.
I have a little bit more freedom.
But one male, one female. Don't give me 70 different Black characters and say, "Look at us, we have so many." Because, like, what's the point if you got all?
You think there should be one
male, one female?
I think you could do. You hate my.
Look at Marvel. Look at how they did War Machine.
John Stewart. And Vixen. But anyway, let's get on with the DCU.
How long are we ranking for? Like, how long do you want the video? Because you said you wanted to go, right?
He's just doing the chapter 1 slate. It's just a DCU chapter 1 slate.
But time-wise, like, I want to know if I'm giving a full-ass answer, or should I save myself for my Green Lantern?
No. You can give full-ass answers. Don't worry about it. So let's get on to the big Kahuna Burger. Why is it? Okay.
Murdoch J says, it depends on how old they cast Damien. If he's 10-12, then Batman can technically still be young.
I think about 12 to 14 to 12 to 14.
So what are we going to call the different things?
Wait a minute.
Let's say Ask Trash is the bottom. Not really that interested. Intrigued.
I only have one of these. I'm going in. I want to go in Ash Trash.
Can I get happy?
Maybe two.
Very interested. Great.
Hyped.
And hyped. Yeah. I think those are good. Those are good ones. So, shall we start then? And I'm gonna start by saying this is a TV show, right? What's his name? Booster Gold. This is a TV show, right?
I'm not sure. I believe I remember him saying movie. I remember hearing movie. Don't quote me on that, but I remember hearing movie.
No, there's only 5 movies and 5 TVs, and Superman, Batman are movies, along with The Authority, Swamp Thing, and what was the other one?
I think there's only 3 movies.
Superman's a movie, Supergirl's a movie, Batman's a movie, Swamp Thing's a movie, and The Authorities.
Okay, so in lies the beginning of my problem. Too many things that should be TV shows are movies, and too many things that are movies should be TV shows. And it's not like I hate any of these projects. It wasn't what I don't know what I imagined James Gunn was going to do. but I thought that he was going to keep two key characters out that it made me warm to his slate that he put them in, and that's Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. And it's not because I'm a fanboy of either, it's because I think they're necessary to do something about. But what I didn't think at the time, what I wasn't critical of, was these weren't movie projects. And the movie projects that he does have are kind of weird. So let's go into it. First, we have Booster Gold TV show. Now, ordinarily, I would put this in arse trash. I'm not... as a concept for a TV show, I think it could be fun. I haven't particularly liked the character in past, but he's had some entertaining kind of movies, and he could be a vehicle to introduce other characters as well, and see how people respond to those characters, i.e. Vixen, i.e. Ted Cord, as you said, i.e. Mr. Terrific, whatever. All of those kind of characters, I think he could be a vehicle to kind of introduce them. If it's that, then that's fine. But this is very James Gunny, very like high on the comedy and all of that kind of crap. And
this is
not something that really interests me. And I think there's far too many of these kind of comedy projects that he's attracted to that are in this beginning slate. So I'm going to put that in, not that really that interested. Where are you going?
I mean, you can keep it there and not really that interested. Personally, like I said, I would have probably given this slot to someone like a Martian Manhunter. But as I always said, you can sneak him into a Superman movie, which would be really good. But I'm not against it. If it's going to be a TV show to set up different characters and stuff, like you said, introduce Mr. Terrific, Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, and if they're going to reboot Blue Beetle again and start over, then you introduce Ted Cord. You eventually get to Jaime Reyes again. You start rebuilding again. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really that interested because Booster Gold the character, but I imagine he's going to cast.
I just think that while not wanting to copy Marvel necessarily, you do want some projects that are going to catch people by surprise. I don't know that he's chosen the right. I don't know that he's chosen the right project.
It might just surprise people. It might surprise me too. I'm not saying I'm going to fall in love with it. I don't read any Booster Gold comics. He's not. And even if I watch the show and like it, I probably will never ever still buy a Booster Gold comic because I'm just not that interested in him. I think he looks cool. I would say cast Chris Pratt as him, but other than that,
it's not great.
Not really interested in this project specifically.
Well, I am intrigued by this. I like that he's sort of the new guy who we don't usually get to see Booster Gold featured in these live action things. This may be even the first time, even like on a cameo in a Smallville or anything.
Last time he was in Smallville.
Look at me talk myself into a hole. So he was actually featured in Smallville? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm wrong then.
Nothing too special.
He's not that popular, and so to get attention is cool. I would like for the first episode to have him in the future, the whole episode until the ending. He'll interact with Ted. That's my Blue Beetle. And then when he gets to the real time, like our time present, he goes, wait, Blue Beetle is someone else? So Tommy Ramis. Whoa, what about that? That's the way I would handle this. I'm intrigued by it enough to
but it's going to be so MCU-ish, isn't it?
That's James Gunn's style. And it's also something that could introduce or feature Superman. Superman could appear in every single one of these non-interesting films. He'll probably be in Supergirl, won't he?
I hope he's in Supergirl.
That would be cool, though. I mean,
he needs to be in Supergirl.
Yeah, Superman needs a cameo.
Especially if they're gonna use Brainiac as the villain. Like that's bullshit. Like to take a Superman villain of that level and just like not waste it on a sidekick, but like, do you know what I mean? That's like I can see that's going to be a Brainiac film because Supergirl has been very associated with Brainiac recently, right?
I take that back. I think Superman should be heavily referenced in a bunch of these other projects. Reference a lot.
He can be like, "Oh, you're making a ruckus here. Who are you? I'm Booster Gold. You want to know how you die? Booster Gold could be the guy who's like a problem for the entirety of Batman, Superman, the whole Justice League, and they're like, well, we better be nice to this guy. Actually, just and then he's interesting. He's like
might tie into the Lanterns.
It could tie into the Lanterns.
Because James Gunn did say the Lanterns is going to be whatever they're teasing in the Lanterns is what's going to end up teasing the threat for this. I
think it's a waste of a project.
I hope
I think you could do all of that with Martian Manhunter. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's a waste of a project. I really do.
That's they're setting up a battle with the white Martians, but
you could do a lot of that with different characters that are more popular. But anyway, that's his kick. Let's get our Polka Dot Man movie or whatever the fuck. Anyway, so is it not really that interested?
I'm not really that interested.
Chill.
I said intrigued.
Intrigued. Okay, so it goes up like one. Like
no. It still stays in that because two of us voted chill, so it stays there.
It could be either. All right.
Oh, we need more panelists.
So next one. Why am I echoing?
Sorry,
you're not echoing.
I am. Okay, now I'm not. Good. All right. So next one. I don't even know what the fuck this is called.
Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos.
I'll let you go first.
This is pure waste of trash ass, like James Gunn. And I was so unfocused on these, and I should have been focused on these because when you look at it, there's 4 serious DC projects. Maybe you can add Supergirl in that, but there's 5 different DC projects that actually contain characters that are meaningful and really have deep history in DC lore. And primarily move us forward towards a Justice League. That's what this end should have been. If you wanted to pop the,
I don't know, man.
If you wanted to pop the roof off of this announcement, he needed to announce Justice League at the end of this slate. That's what he needed.
And he didn't want to pop the roof because he'll do it that.
Is really only 2 potential comedy projects. The rest of these seem like more serious projects. Like all of these, Waller, the Batman movie, The Authority.
Look. All I'm saying is, if he wants people to go and see this new Superman movie, because Superman ain't popping off like he used to. He's not popping. People think he's popping off because they're DC fans and they're caught in the internet world. He is not popping off as he used to. Superhero movies are not popping off as they used to. If they want people to be interested in this new universe, they need to know where it's going. There needs to be at the end of one of these movies, like it's Superman or something, like maybe he doesn't want to announce it before, he wants to wait till an after credit scene or whatever. After credits, boom, Justice League. Amanda Waller comes up, says, look, we need Justice League, we've heard something's happening in space or whatever, right? That's what needs to happen in this movie. And even that, I still think should be announced before, because you don't know that people are going to go and see the Superman movie. They need to be hyped before it
Superman
comes out.
Movie.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he ain't as popular as he used to be.
Even Snyder fans are going to go watch it. Everybody's like, there's going to be all eyes on, is this going to be a good Superman movie? People going to pull up. I'm not saying it's going to make
Snyder fans might not pull up.
But
Snyder fans might not pull up, bro.
What's that? $10 million?
But see, out of intrigue, they're gonna watch. Because look at how much engagement Man of Steel got.
On bootleg, bro. Man of Steel, it got made 700 million. It didn't even cost 700 million.
That money also shows engagement with the product. It shows engagement too.
That first trailer has to be one, hype. Secondly, they need to be showing that it's moving towards a Justice League. That's all I'm saying. I don't see any other way around it to capture the interest. There has been so much damage done to the DC brand that people just associate superhero movies with MCU nowadays. They even think the DC ones are MCU movies. That's how bad it is. Like the casual viewers will see a superhero thing and they'll just think it's an MCU thing. Or if it's not MCU, they'll just go trash. We're not going to see that.
Well, and also that's because in the past decade, the MCU was putting out the most superhero movies. Like other companies, even DC, and I said this with the old slate. You know, there was big gaps in times when they was releasing stuff. They wasn't matching the amount of quantity they was pushing.
So here's my
put that
thing.
in ass trash.
No, here's my thing. I'm not gonna call it an ass trash. I'm just like putting it up. Here's my thing. I think I'm gonna enjoy this show. Like, unless it's just full on comedy James Gunn bullshit, I might very well enjoy this show. But I don't think it's useful, and I'm not very interested in it. And I don't think it's going to put eyes on DC. And I think it's a passion project or a project to get his brother work. And I think that is not what a head of a studio should be doing.
Yeah, or keep it there for me. Right at not really that interested. Same sort of idea. It's animated and never have animated, or rarely has even TV accomplished well when it comes to being featured in the movies. Mandalorian's like the closest thing to anything that I've ever seen from a TV series get onto the movie level.
Right, exactly. So I don't think it's going to be some kind of cult hit or anything. Mm-hmm. I agree with the sentiment that Superman is a well-known character, but not the character I think audiences will flock to because it's Superman. There you go.
For me, for a creature,
I agree with that, man. People know the Superman logo and brand, but the majority of the general audience thinks he's boring or don't care. Thumbs up to boost the gold. I don't know why thumbs up.
All right, yeah, but thumbs up.
I agreed with everything you said up until.
For Creature Commandos, personally, right now, I can agree. You can leave it there, but if I know that's a now me when I saw that, I believe that's a panel from the comic. I'm not too sure, but if the show is going to be animated like that panel with that same art style, I'm totally in for it because that shit looks vibrant as fuck. Mm-hmm. And I love animation, and if it's gonna look like that panel right there, I'm down.
It looks good. It looks good. So where are you putting it? Intrigued?
Right now, not really, because I'm not interested in this. Like, I don't know who they are. To me, I'm not sure who was made first, but I'm getting like Howling Commandos vibes. You know, the Marvel.
I think it's some kind of
team of monsters Scottish, and stuff.
The Scottish comic book guy who did All-Star Superman. What's his name?
Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison. I think it's a Grant Morrison thing or something. You know, he loves all that weird shit, all that psychedelic shit. And he's really good when he does like the main characters. So it could be interesting. Who knows? What do you say, Chillmonger?
Not really that interested.
Okay, so it stays in not really that interested. Good. Here's where it gets controversial. Okay, go.
One thing I am intrigued by that I did like is that he did say the actors you see in the animated stuff, they will be in a live action. So it's not going to be like different voice actors and shit, which is good. It's going to be the same person playing the character through all the projects. That's if they're good, but that's how.
How awesome would that be for a static TV series for like 3 seasons, and then finally they debut the guy?
Nah, live action. We already got a good static TV show.
Okay. So, by the way, I'm doing this from the perspective of not just myself, but from general audiences, right? So you're going to see some very controversial stuff that I'm going to say right now, beginning with Green Lantern.
Yo, can I ask you, on the top right of your screen, if you zoom out and you make the picture smaller, like we can actually see more, because you keep having to scroll up and down, and it's like, you know what I mean?
Sorry?
On the top right of your screen, there's like 3 dots for Google Chrome. It's not on screen like where I can see it, but it's on your browser like tab thing.
Yeah.
Underneath the X, and then from there there's like a zoom, and you can go 100% to make the text larger, to make the text smaller. Make it smaller, a little bit smaller, just so that you're not having to scroll. You get it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see if that works.
No,
is that better?
Small?
I can see it. We can all see it better. You won't have to struggle with like scrolling up and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. So here's where it gets controversial. My Green Lantern ranking. So I'm personally am hyped for this because I need some Green Lantern in my life. This goes to show how much of a DC fan I am. He's my least favorite Justice League member. Like in terms of the Justice League, like the main team, he's my least favorite. But I know he needs to be there. He needs to be there. And My problem with this is why the fuck are you doing a TV show as opposed to a movie with this? I don't understand.
I think TV show might be the best thing for this.
I do not. I think this needs to be a big budget movie.
Why?
If they want to be competitive with the MCU and Marvel, this needs to be a big budget movie in space, not terrestrial. Like they're saying, oh, it's going to be like Earthbound and blah, blah, blah. This is Green Lantern. He should be in space, dude. He's a space cop. They are space cops. When they're with the Justice League, they're on Earth. When they're otherwise, should be a space cop fucking thing. That's what makes Green Lantern unique and different. It's like his adventures are in space.
With a TV show, you can show that better. Because with the movies, like look at Green Lantern 1. He spent majority of the movie on Earth. Majority of the movie, he was on Earth for that Green Lantern movie. We barely
and it was trash.
Planet. Yeah, with the TV show, you can do that.
Most people think it was trash. I actually don't mind it as much as most people. I think it's okay.
That Green Lantern animated show, the one in 2011.
The one with Hal Jordan, the white guy, right? Yeah, I remember that one.
He was like every episode, he was on a different planet. He was in space. He was barely on Earth in that show. With the TV show, you can do that because you can spend a whole episode on one planet.
Yeah, but go to another planet. You need a massive budget for that.
Yeah, they got the money.
Right?
It needs to be like Mandalorian level budget.
They've got the money for that.
Mandalorian level budget.
Bullshit. They've got the money for that.
They're not broke. They can put money into it.
If people are interested in this show for some reason, and they can't make their budget back from the cinemas, and it doesn't, majorly pull up subscriptions for HBO Max, this is dead on arrival, bro.
Well,
they better hope that people just suddenly become super interested in this stuff.
I think with the Lanterns, it doesn't need to. It depends on these other movies, because if they make good returns they're gonna look. I guarantee you this: with the Superman Batman movie, they're gonna make a lot of money.
Yes.
The Supergirl movie, I can guarantee some good money. The Authorities, if whoever directs it,
$600 million.
That's still good for the Authorities. That's good for unknown characters. Good.
What budget does an Authority movie take?
Probably 100. I mean, they're kind of like they're almost Justice level characters.
If it's a masterpiece and it becomes part of like the cultural moment for some reason, then the Superman and Batman movies will make. I think Batman could make up to $1 billion. You can never say whatever with Batman. Batman is that wild card. It's like it's 800, but that is 800 to even $1 billion. Even if Batman made $1 billion, that can't hold up the whole universe. Don't
forget, Aquaman is going to give them money. The Matt Reeves movie will give them a little money.
What makes you think Aquaman's going to give them money?
The first one made $1 billion.
And
what? That's evidence. That's the prior movie made $1 billion. The audience are satisfied. It'll have
the Black Panther. Did it make $1 billion? Black Panther 2.
It made
no. This is gonna have Arthur Curry.
It's still made. It's still made.
Oh, and are we forgetting a little person called Amber Heard? Are we forgetting about that?
Amber Heard is not going to hurt this movie like that.
Agree.
You never know.
Guarantee she's not going.
You never know.
I mean, everyone on the internet cares, but these casual people
never know.
No, they like her because they saw Walter Hamada was there. Walter Hamada was besmirching her, so they're like, "Yeah, this Walter."
That Amber Heard thing, dude, that was mainstream. That was not the Ezra Miller thing. Is not mainstream. The Ezra Miller thing is an internet thing.
What?
That's not mainstream. The Amber Heard thing was main fucking stream.
Both are.
Everyone
more Amber. That. Both are mainstream.
You mean the
controversies?
The controversies. No, Ezra Miller is not mainstream. People were not talking to me in work about Ezra Miller. Nobody gave a shit about Ezra Miller. They talked to me about Amber Heard. People at my flat talked to me about Amber Heard. People at work talked to me about Amber Heard. There were conversations. It was part of a social conversation that was happening. Amber Heard is a big fucking deal. So
I'm just saying, if you were watching the Amber Heard trial and you heard her talk about DC, the way that DC was speaking about her, which was through Walter Hamada, you probably have a positive light on DC and on Walter Hamada. So you're not going to put any of your hatred and focus in the direction of DC.
That's not true.
Aquaman.
Nerman, we will test your theory. We will test your theory. Bad Boys 4 is coming out. I guarantee you, Will Smith's what he did at the Oscars is barely going to hurt.
But that's a completely different thing. People don't hate Will Smith as much as they hate Amber Heard.
They did. They dragged him more than Ezra Miller.
They dragged him more than Ezra Miller because it was more mainstream than Ezra Miller.
Way more than Ezra Miller, who has grooming.
I still don't think it's going to impact the box office. So, like, Will Smith was so liked before that one thing people might forgive him for. Whereas Amber Heard, some people no one is going to forgive Amber Heard for ruining the Me Too. Like, she torpedoed any sense of legitimacy that the Me Too movement had was torpedoed by her. Now everyone says, "Oh, Marilyn Manson's innocent." Everyone is innocent who's ever been accused of like shit nowadays, unless they're black. But like that's another thing. Nowadays they're looking at these kind of allegations against these actors with much more skepticism, and I'm talking about the general public, and it's specifically these males that get on and are super like they already have their own agenda about it, and they you know, they want to go, oh, men get abused as much as women and blah blah blah, all of those things. All of those guys, they will not go to fucking Aquaman or anything to do with Amber Heard. Now, how much of the audience do they make up? I don't know. Maybe they're just a vocal minority on the internet. Maybe they're a lot of people. I am not sure. That's the only.
You know why we're talking about Amber Heard right now? Because I said that Aquaman was going to make a lot of money, which they'll get from that. They'll get from the Batman movie, Matt Reeves, and then we were talking about how they're going to have enough money to fund Green Lanterns.
Fine. Look, the general audience are idiots. I mean, they're stupid. One day somebody will do something bad on the internet, and then the next day they stop caring. Like,
look, Amber Heard basically accused somebody
they're gonna go watch the movie. These people don't
of the R word, and it was false, factually false, proved on national TV, and she is now in this movie, bro.
Yeah,
and I don't think they can really take her out with it making sense.
They can't. I mean, it was confirmed she got 20 minutes of screen time, which I'm not bothered by. I mean, you can't really take the character out the movie randomly. Just randomly kill her off. That's gonna be awkward. But dude, for example, with the Snyder fans, right? Supposedly they cared about accountability, but you know, the company they hate, they literally pay. They're still paying them to watch a movie. Zack Snyder Justice League. I thought they cared about accountability. If they cared about accountability, they wouldn't be supporting this abusive company. But they're supporting this abusive company. Because at the end of the day, the general audience, they're stupid. They just care about entertainment.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like the general audience is stupid.
The general audience is stupid. They just care about entertainment. These people are so fake about these allegiances they have and stuff.
Sure.
And like anything entertaining will easily distract people.
But the Amber Heard thing touched a nerve with many. It touched a nerve with people more than it touched a nerve with me. I agree. Generally don't really give a fuck. Like I'm not gonna lie. I think that justice was done. I think it was clearly proven that she's a fucking liar, and I would hate something like that to happen to me. And I do have a great deal of empathy for Johnny Depp, but I've never been a really big Johnny Depp fan, and I just didn't care. To be quite honest, right? But there were people who used that now as a kind of thing, as an attack against all women, or like a lot of women's claims against these guys. You know, unless your name is like Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby, like now it's all up in the air, like with all of these kind of claims. So I think that I don't know, but I just know that there was a big reaction to that Johnny Depp trial. And if Amber Heard's in that Aquaman movie, I don't know that it's popping off to $1 billion.
How much?
I really don't.
What do you say? Ballpark.
It could be 800 million. Could be 700.
As long as they don't show her in the trailers, they might be fine.
What do you reckon, Lunga?
First of all, hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello. How are you doing?
What up, good. I'm gonna reckon what I heard because I wasn't watching. I didn't. You were taking so long to start. I took a shower and you caught me like right. So I got to get caught up. But I want to say before I go into it, I do want to add my vote to these here because this there's an issue here.
Oh, when we haven't voted on Green Lantern yet. By the way.
Green Lantern's not going to be
still need to vote on the other two. I want to start with this, and this is the thing I think a lot of people don't notice. With just about this is a blanket with just about everything that goes on in all these movements, all these group things, all these. The internet has afforded people something that prior to the internet didn't have. Right, you would only feel included in something with your friends and people you knew around your neighborhood, right? That was your you would find it, and whoever you found. The advent of the internet allowed people, I mean everybody really, but especially people who maybe are a little socially awkward or people who don't make friends as well, or it allowed people to be a part of something, okay?
Right.
And
to give their voice to these things.
Right. And now people like to say, oh, no, I just want to be heard. I want to say this is but the topic isn't even what's important at the end of the day. It's not. Right. It's they just want to be heard. It doesn't matter what the topic is. And in order for it to be genuine, they have to wrap up their entire identity in whatever this topic is. Right. And it becomes their online life. Okay. Some of them, it's most likely not just online, it's even offline too, but it becomes, that's what they look forward to, right? To go to work and you can look forward to getting online at the end of the day and fighting with people or arguing with people or what drama can I find next or what's going on.
Whatever. Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm not going to say I'm immune. I troll people. I fuck with you all the time. I fuck with all the, I do this shit. Okay.
But it's usually with trolling now.
Well, there's times they're trolling, and there's times that it's not. It's not all trolling. There's times I'm damn serious, but what I mean by the trolling is, it's
not doing it in a malicious way. You're not doing anything
exactly. That's what I mean by trolling. It's not that I don't like you or I think you're an idiot or it's not that.
You just call me that. That's all.
Right, but that's the trolling part of it. It's not I don't legitimately think you are a stupid human being. I just think you have stupid takes on stuff. That's all. But they wrap their entire identity in this, and it becomes so when you say things like you were there, like I always have at the end of bringing up Enosh. You were there. When you say something that challenges their worldview on this topic. They take it as a personal attack.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's where it becomes a problem. We're human, right? Everybody can fall into it. Everybody can get offended. Everyone can feel that way. But there's levels, right? And I like to think that my levels I usually can be somewhat objective to it and go whatever. I go upstairs with my wife. I'm happy for the rest of the day. I don't care. The shit doesn't bother me, once I get off the mic or get off the Twitter or whatever. But the level that they take it to is almost disturbing at times, and it's like I don't understand how someone can wrap themselves up with something.
And they're always accusing the other side of doing that thing, which is the whole huge hypocrisy of it. I couldn't agree more with you, and that's why I'm saying it's like, I thought. The Amber Heard thing was terrible, and what she'd done was terrible. By the end of the trial, but how many times I listened to her about her shit on his bed? We know. I like to give everyone, in the legal sense of the word, the due process. I want to hear the whole trial before I condemn someone. People didn't understand me when I was saying that. They were like, no, she's guilty already. And I'm like, well, we haven't heard the whole trial, so I don't know.
Yeah, but hold on.
I suspect
everybody. Court of public opinion,
is.
though, is a thing. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Court of public opinion is a thing.
No.
And you could still, like, if you say, this is what I believe and I don't care what happens with the trial, then you're closed-minded, right? You need to hear everything. But if you could say, hey, going into this, I mean, because that's what a prosecutor does. A prosecutor looks at what's going on and they're like, okay, this is what I believe, or I think we need to take this further.
But too many people are
excuse me, not a prosecutor, policeman, right? Policemen are like, okay, well, I see something here. I need to investigate this because I'm suspecting something, right? That's the same thing people do. It's just we can't take it to the level of what.
Yeah, but people are much more pro prosecution for some reason than pro defense. And I always think like
depends.
If you're gonna be somebody who you feel like I feel like I could be put on a jury and I could be a fair judge of things. The only thing that I probably could not have been a fair judge of was maybe that what's his name?
OJ.
No, not OJ. Fucking George Floyd. I don't think I could have been a fair judge of that. Why? I would have been like,
because you already saw
him under the jail. Put him under the jail. I would have been like for the one who had the knee on the neck.
But I mean, it all comes out to like someone.
The rest of them, I think I could have been a fair juror with. The rest of them, I could have been a fair juror with. But the Asian guy and the guy with the knee on the neck, I couldn't have been a fair juror.
Didn't the other two have their knees on them also?
Cases?
Didn't the other two, not Tao, but like with Derek Chauvin, there were two more who had their knees on it.
Yeah, but it was their first day, and they were like literally like following the commands of their superior.
I never heard it was their first.
They went. Yeah, it was around there. I think it was their first week or something.
Something I forgot his name, but the guy was just sitting in his car and his wife was recording. He got pulled over and he told the police. Yeah, Castillo or
Philando Castro.
Philando Castro.
Philando Castro. Yeah, to him. And he shot him in the car. And he like told him, "Listen, I have a gun. I have a license. And he was doing all the right things. And they shot him. I mean, could you be objective in that one?
They shot him, and then when you listen to the cop who did it, he's like, "I didn't know. Well, why didn't he just listen?" You can hear in his voice that he knows he's wrong, but he got away with it.
Yeah, it's stupid. Anyway, let's get back to the
108. Lunga ran. Lunga's gonna get booster gold.
Quickly,
a little bit higher.
Do the two that we haven't done yet, and then let's get on to the GL. So.
But Nerman,
get stray off topic.
Choice, we can.
Okay, we're gonna stray off topic. Go on. go, K-Dots.
No, I'm saying depending on Lunga's choices, we would have to move them depending on.
Yeah, of course. Lunga, go.
All right, booster gold. I will preface this by saying when James Gunn went on Mastodon and said, "What shows would you guys like to see?" The top pick. Outside of the normal stuff, right? Because I was looking for things outside of Batman, Superman. I mean, those are obvious choices, right? Little scene ones. That's what he was looking for. And my top pick was Blue and Gold. Was Booster and Beetle. Because we're victims of our childhood, right? Or young adulthood, whatever. Those Justice League runs, man. When Blue Beetle and Booster Gold were in the Justice League, and Batman was Batman, and he punched fucking Guy Gardner in the face, and Blue Beetle and Booster Gold just kept saying for issues and issues, one punch. It was just like this recurring joke that kept coming back because Batman knocked out Guy Gardner in one punch. Their dynamic is great, but Booster himself is great, and James Gunn described him perfectly because he's this loser guy with this imposter syndrome kind of feel or whatever the case is, and he's got to try to make himself appear better, and I think that's a cool dynamic to visit. We don't see that often.
I think James Gunn will be good at it as well. I think he'll be good at
this. Is the movie he should direct, even more than Superman. Booster Gold, that is his movie, 100%.
It's not a movie though; it's a TV show. But,
TV show, yeah. That's his 100%. So Booster Gold, I would say I'm at the very interested.
Very interested. Okay, that puts him up to intrigued. Okay, and what about Creature Comforts?
Creature Comforts, it's animated.
It's not called Creature Comforts.
I know. I'm going with your fucking words. It's animated. I feel being a Star Wars fan and seeing how they do stuff with certain things, you see there's these different levels of what's for kids and what's for young adults and what's for adults. And this feels like this is going to be more on the kiddie side. Possibly. The way he described it doesn't sound like it might not be.
I think it's going to be adult. Okay, I think
you think
more. I think it's going to be more adult, like weird James Gunn, like the Harley Quinn show or something like that. Except the Harley Quinn show is actually pretty good.
I'm looking at like the Munsters, Adam Fan. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. But we'll see. And I'll be perfectly honest. Of all the properties, this is the one I know the least about. Like the Authority, at least I know a little bit about, and the rest, obviously I know a lot about. But this is the one I know the least about. So that could be adding to my unsure, being unsure about it.
So what are you putting it in?
We'll see. I mean, I would say intrigued.
Intrigued. So it leaves it in the same place, basically. Yeah. All right. Good. So now we go on to Green Lantern. Like, as I was saying, my problem with this, only problem with it is it's not a movie, and I think that the Green Lantern deserves a movie. Now they could do a HBO Max show after, but I think they need to do a strong Superman movie, get people interested in the DC universe, maybe do a little after credit scene about a Green Lantern, and then move on to a Green Lantern movie, because I think a TV show is too small for the universe. That being said, I'm glad that he at least put the Green Lanterns in and he's focusing on both of them, buddy cop style. I like the True Detective pitch. I just wish it was a movie. That's all I can really say. I'm going to go very interested, and I'm going to take 2 points off because I would be hyped if this was a movie. If they had have announced Justice League as the end of this slate, I would be hyped.
Do they need to announce that for you not to, like, we know that's coming.
That's the end or middle of chapter 2. That's a mistake they made. That's a mistake Zack Snyder made. They rushed too quick to Justice League.
That's not rushing. How's that rushing? Having like, how many projects is this?
10.
1, 2, 3,
movies,
4, 5,
6,
7, 8, 6 movies.
Yeah, but you haven't introduced Wonder Woman in any of those.
Why haven't you? That's the
because they're gonna have her. We'll get to that, but I don't want to. Let's give everyone else their time to vote. We'll discuss that at the end.
Well, I'm very glad you have a topic called Ass Trash, and because of that, and it's green, perfect. It'll fit right in. The Green Lanterns franchise, it should be movies. Yeah, it's high budget, definitely movie quality, movie worthy. It's exactly it. This man is racially stifling. This character named Jon Stewart, in Brightest Day and Darkest Night. No mighty can escape this guy.
No evil shall escape my light. You can't even vote if you don't know the goddamn fucking oath. Get out of here.
Hal Jordan.
You're called ass trash and you mess up with the oath.
Is the primary Green Lantern. Hal Jordan was the one they selected when they did a Green Lantern TV series. The one that K-Dot mentioned a few minutes ago from 2011. Who did they go with? Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. When they did the DC animated series that kind of rebooted things with Cyborg was part of the Justice League. Remember that movie, Justice League War? They went with Hal Jordan and Green Lantern. They constantly go with him, and then maybe you'll get Jon Stewart. And whenever you do get Jon Stewart, hey, there's Hal right next to him. If we're talking about representation and they want to feel like, oh, we're doing something black enough, we're using Jon Stewart. But he comes next to this guy every single time. He's going to be packaged with him all these times, except for this one time in our childhoods when he did Justice League Unlimited. This guy is just a roadblock. If you're going to do a black character, please have one that's primary.
The last animated movie was Jon Stewart. The one just came out at the end of last year.
Hal Jordan was in that.
No, it was a Jon Stewart centric movie. It's a Green Lantern movie. You're going to see other Green Lanterns, dude. That's just.
If you want to give that, if you want to say that it's a
there's never been a Green Lantern project
movie
where you don't
every
see other
one
Green
Jon
Lanterns.
Stewart centric movie. If you guys are listening, that every one Jon Stewart centric movie, you get 2 or 3 Hal Jordan projects, which would be the Ryan Reynolds movie, the DC animated movie, the Green Lantern series. So if we go back in time, you can see that, they had 3 straight Hal Jordan things. Then we get something with Jon Stewart, and Hal Jordan's even in it. Now we get this. So now we get 2 Green Lanterns. And Stewart, guess who's there?
Let me tell you something. Jon Stewart was going to take over as Green Lantern for a long while.
And when that happens, I'll shut up. When that happens, when they do that, and when they sideline Hal and they say we're going with Jon Stewart as the primary Green Lantern,
I don't understand this Hal hate. He's the Green Lantern. He's the Green Lantern.
Hal is the Green Lantern. Yes. Yes.
No, but
he is the Green Lantern.
You're basically adding to his point, which I think he is in some sense the Green Lantern, but I also think Jon Stewart is the Green Lantern in another sense. the fact of the matter is, it's between the two. Jon Stewart has a lot of popularity, much more popularity in. If you were to
no, let me just quiet you up right now. They're doing a Supergirl movie. There's a Superman movie and a Supergirl movie. There's two of them who are super Kryptonians, and they both get movies. Why isn't Green Lantern Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart getting a movie? Because Jon Stewart is Baby John. Look at him over there.
No, because Green Lantern is big as Superman. Superman's so big that you can do a Supergirl movie.
I can explain this. So let's get through the votes. Let's get through the votes, and then we'll argue this.
Ass trash.
He's going ass trash.
Did you have anything else to add to that, Showman?
I think we get our point, because if you guys have heard me rant on rave on exactly how negative I am on this Jon Stewart guy who just wastes the very limited amount of that they tolerate, studios tolerate for black people, and it's going to go to Jon Stewart of all people. No, I'd rather not have him. Give me an icon. Give me anyone who's primary within their own, who don't have like an obstacle, which is known as Hal Jordan within their own franchise. Whenever they choose Justice League members, they go, oh, do we go with Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern, or Hal Jordan? And usually they select Hal Jordan.
Okay, that's good. That's historical. I'm going to say one thing just quickly. Superwise, I agree with you. Green Lantern show setting up a big threat for DCU is exciting, which extends into a corpse movie. That would be fire. If that's what they're doing, that would be fire. But I'm not sure that's what they're doing. Okay, K-Dots.
Akansha, delete your account right now. Both are Green Lanterns. That's my problem.
Lanterns, I put in hype. So excited for this. I think a TV show is the best route for this, just for the lore. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Should have worn my Green Lantern shirt.
It's a recent example, but Superman and Lois is honestly one of the best modern day Superman projects outside of comics that we ever gotten. And seeing Superman fleshed out the way he was in the TV show format compared to a movie really strengthens his character.
Nah, that's weak.
With the lanterns, you can do that, and the lore is thick.
That Superman show is good for a show.
I'm telling you, what we want to see from Green Lantern, they can't do
it.
Don't movie.
Touch
if
having
they
a
do
movie
about
Superman, bro. Are you trying to tell me that touches having a movie Superman?
Yeah, Al Holston's way better than
that show. Ain't even
better
really,
than Brandon Routh. I think he's better than Henry Cavill.
But even Lois and Superman,
I like him a little bit better than Christopher Reeves.
Was dude, a movie's always.
Nerdman, why do I got to moderate your show? Let him get his vote out, and then we'll have the round table and we'll argue this out. We'll call each other names. Let him get his vote in.
He got hyped. He said hyped
all the way hyped.
Yeah, but he was giving his reasons why it was hype. Let him get his
also because I've been hungry for some Green Lantern.
But I can't remember all his reasons. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to.
I know I had that issue too. I
had to jump in there quickly. All right, go on, K-Dots, quickly. Give us the rest of your.
Like I said, I think TV show is the best way to do it. And what we want to see from the movie, I guarantee you, if this was a movie, they would spend the whole movie on Earth. I'm guaranteeing you that the whole movie would have been on Earth. With a TV show, if it's like the Green Lantern 2011 animated show, they'll be on a different planet each episode, going through different adventures, Howlin', John, trying to figure out whatever threat they're about to be facing.
I can shut you down in one thing. And if you tell me I'm wrong about this, then
I'm going to say it. Go ahead.
You're wrong. The DC Superman movies, the animated movies,
yes,
are they better than Superman and Lois?
Some of them, yes. Not all of them.
Yes, exactly.
Not all of them.
A lot of them are. All-Star Superman.
That's peak Superman.
Superman versus the Elite. All of those are better.
Superman and Lois is better than Superman versus the Elite.
Fuck you. No, it isn't. Anyway. Longer.
All right. Well, first of all, let's get this out of the way because Showmonger completely destroyed it. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my light. Let all those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. This is long overdue. Ryan Reynolds fucked it up. Okay. Well, I can say Ryan Reynolds fucked it up. The writers fucked it up. However, we had a kick-ass Sinestro in that. Okay. Showmonger's argument of we always see hell. There hasn't been enough Green Lantern stuff to say all we see is hell. That's the first thing. Number two, it is a core. It is full of thousands and thousands and thousands of Green Lanterns. Okay, Hal Jordan just happens to be the original Green Lantern of Earth. That doesn't mean I don't like Jon Stewart. I love Jon Stewart. I want to Alan Scott doesn't count. It's not the same thing. He was not part of the core. He was not. A rock fell to earth. He crafted a ring, and he was magical. It's not the same thing. Even though they retconned it and said that it originated from the power battery on Oa, it's different. So he's the very first Green Lantern name, but he's not part of the core. As far as the Space Corps goes, the Space Cops, Hal Jordan was the first. The Silver Age.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I love Jon Stewart. I think he's great. I love Kilowog. I love Tomar Ray. I love a lot of Green Lanterns, okay? And they're all good. And Jon Stewart is right up there with Hal. I mean, they're almost neck and neck as far as terms of popularity, in terms of impact, in terms of everything that's Green Lanterns. They're both right there with each other. If the argument was this was only a Hal Jordan show, then I could see the point of saying, why is Jon Stewart getting no love again? That I'd understand. However, this is not a. This is
the opposite to get love. He's saying the opposite thing. He's saying it should only be Hal Jordan. That's what he's saying.
No, I'm not.
No, he is. Chillmonger is.
No, he's saying it should only be Jon Stewart.
No, he's saying it should only be Hal Jordan.
I'm very anti Jon Stewart. I think that if you're
you're the other way. You're saying it should only be Hal. Okay, either way, it doesn't change my position. It's still the same thing. I like seeing both of them. The buddy cop thing and the true crime angle, like you said, like Nerdman said, was a great topic. This is bringing the core to what it is. If you're a Green Lantern fan and you watch and you read the books and you read the stuff, there's the books are never just a Green Lantern. It's always the core. There'll be issues of just a Green Lantern doing something, but overall,
stories are the core.
That's right. The best stories are the core. There was a comic. One series, just Green Lantern Corps. It wasn't Green Lantern. It was Green Lantern Corps. It would follow all of them. But they always intermingle with each other. They always go on missions together. A lot of times there's duos. That's a thing too, especially in dangerous areas. There's only singular when it's patrolling your sector usually, okay? Earth just happens to be that place like that happens all the time where it's always the center of everything, just like it is in the Marvel universe. Everything always comes back to Earth. So that's why they've had so many Green Lanterns of Earth and this and that. But it's by design. When the Silver Age, when they made it, okay, it is a core. There is a group. They're like a police force, okay. So having them together in this buddy cop thing, where neither of them is premiered, where they're both kind of equal, and I think it's going to end up being where Hal is the veteran and Jon Stewart is the younger guy, who's in the prime, and he's learning from Hal as he goes along. So that makes sense. I'm great with that. I'm okay to see it. I am hype. That's so you can move the thing up. Hype is where I'm at.
Wait, if there's all three of you hype, said hype.
I would be yes. If there was a higher than hype, I would say higher than hype. But I'm hype for this. And as far as where it's gonna go, I know Nerdman, you were hoping for the movie thing isn't a big deal. This deserves a series, and I'll tell you why. I know I'm long.
But is it best for business, bro?
Yes, yes, it is, because you can't look at the individual movie. You got to look at the 10-year plan. What's best for the plan? Stop looking.
Okay, well that's true. That's true.
Stop
looking at the plan. I don't know the plan.
I can tell you the plan.
I can't talk.
Bookmark this right now. Bookmark it, so when I can come back years from now and say I was right. When I'm walking with my cane and all this shit, and I could say I was right. Okay, this is all leading to Crisis. Crisis is the Infinity War of Marvel. It's even bigger than Infinity War. What they did in the CW was trash, and the way they condensed it was trash. What Marvel's doing now with this whole multiversal story is what Crisis is. Okay, so that's how big this is. And if anyone knows the history, how Crisis started, how the whole multiverse was created, how it splintered into infinite universes, how the matter and antimatter universe was created, was because an ancestor of the Guardians, Krona, he was a scientist. This is when Guardians were still tall. The Oans were still tall. They weren't these little midgets. He created his device, and he looked to the beginning of time and saw the hand of creation at the beginning of time, and that's what caused the Big Bang, the explosion, whatever happened that created a multiverse. He was the progenitor of everything that came down. What the Green Lantern Corps are investigating is going to be something mundane right at the beginning, but it's going to lead into this discovery of Krona. Okay, and what happened with that, and that's going to eventually. That's why the way he said it is integral to the entire plan. Okay, that means it has to be whatever the end game is, and the end game is Crisis. Crisis is because of Krona, Green Lanterns, Oans, that all fits. That's what it's going to be.
If that's
now, it's not going to be immediate.
Then...
It's gonna trickle, and then you're gonna have movies, dude. You really think they're gonna do a show and not have movies? Of course, they're gonna have movies.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know they're gonna survive as a company that long, to be honest. Bigger for the entertainment. I'm not capping, but anyway. Anzo, how are you doing, buddy?
Good, man. What's up, guys? How you doing?
As per usual.
Yo, what up, Anzo?
Anzo, don't disappoint me. If you disappoint me on this vote, I swear to God, we can't be friends anymore.
Anzo, how low can you go?
So what are we looking at? What am I voting?
Green Lantern.
I'm excited.
Well, you want to do Booster Gold and the Creature Comforts of Life?
Two of them I'd probably keep them where they are. There, I'm not really don't know much about either of them, Booster Gold and the other one. So you can keep them where they are. But the Green Lantern, absolutely, I'm excited for it. 100%. 100%.
So what, hyped?
I'll keep it in great. You can keep it in great there. But I'm absolutely hyped for it. I think it's really good. I think it's going to be good. I've been dying for a Green Lantern series or movie
with John Stewart.
Yeah. Did you hear this motherfucker just say, "I'm going to keep it in great," but I'm hyped for this? What
the fuck? Yeah, I mean. He could put in hype. I don't know if
he's bang on point. He's bang on point. The reason he ain't hyped is because it ain't a movie. That's why he ain't hyped. I know Anzo better than Anzo knows.
No.
If this was a John Stewart, Hal Jordan fucking movie in outer space, you'd be more hyped.
Don't lie. Because I think some of these shows and series work better as series, right? Yeah. I think Green Lantern is one of them.
Superman.
You can tell a longer tale with Green Lantern.
And this is an important tale that leads in the whole thing.
Did you just say you think Superman works better on movies? Sorry, on TV shows.
K-Dot said that, not me.
That's asinine, bro. That is so asinine.
I'm telling you, in TV. Even Smallville Clark is a better Clark and Superman than most.
Than what?
Brandon Routh and even Henry Cavill. Just saying.
He ain't good.
I gotta tell you, I was hooked on Smallville. Back in the day, I watched that shit religiously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Smallville had its ups and downs, but that Clark was solid.
Because it's a good story, it works on TV.
I got tired with the Blur shit. I'm like, why are they making him the Flash? They calling him the Blur and he's running around. That got kind of crazy. But the show overall was good. And the acting led a lot to it, though.
The show was good. I'm not gonna lie, but I still think Christopher Reeves, gold standard. The movies are gold standard in comparison. And if they had been made later, where you could do the CGI properly, they would have been even better. But that aside,
well, let's break this down. If you're taking storytelling out, if you're just saying what would I rather see, of course I'd rather see a movie. Always before a series, a movie's it's a cinematic experience, right? It's grander. There's more money spent on it. Of course I'd rather see a movie, but when I made a GIF out of it. Storytelling is king, as Mr. Gunn said. Okay, and if this is integral to the story going forward, and it's such a deep story, and the Green Lantern stuff that they're doing is more intricate. It requires a series for that story to be told. It's not an origin story of Green Lantern, right? It's they're going right into it. The Green Lantern exists, they're cops, and we're seeing what they're doing. Boom.
Okay, good.
You know what I mean?
So here's what you do. You start with a movie and then you go into the series. More eyes on the series. You start with a bang, like something like Superman and then Batman Brave and the Bold. Start with those as a 1-2 punch. Bang, go in with Green Lantern so that people are excited about this franchise again. And then you do the series.
It can work both ways as long as you connect it properly. You know what I mean? You end one of those movies with something that connects to the Green Lantern show and shows that it's important. People are gonna go watch the show.
Right. And the movie could still be done. Like I could seriously watch they do this series, right? And then whenever they do a Green Lantern movie 4 or 5 years, 6 years down the line, you see the beginning of the movie picks up like where the series left off. Yep. And the opening scene is whatever's going on of that, and then it goes into Hal or John's history. how they became Green Lantern, and then it ends continuing on with that story and a reveal, whatever it's going to go after that. You know what I mean?
You're right. It both could work, but it makes me a little bit less excited that they didn't start off with the film. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll say this. I like the fact that there is a good balance of movies and TV stuff in there, right? And we know it's all connected. So you're not going to get some of these shows where it's like, yo, this doesn't have nothing to do with the big picture, right?
She-Hulk.
Right, exactly. So everything we're going to see is going to be connected to the bigger picture. I'm excited for that. I'm like, James Gunn, good job.
So my issue is not pull up Superwise's. Superwise says Lanterns is going to be so damn compelling. A true detective styled discovering a mystery which leads into the bigger overall story. Chillmonger is not concerned about story right now. This is a matter of representation. And the most highly featured character in
preach.
Here we
go. It doesn't matter if you like it to hear yourself talk. That's what this is.
This character
preach, brother, chill.
Is this character here, John Stewart? And John Stewart, it's not even about this 10-year plan. Think about it. Let's pretend in the Green Lanterns, in the final episode of this buddy cop, the white guy dies and it's the black guy that they go with. Let's pretend they go 10-year plan with John Stewart. Okay, boom, things reset all over again as soon as DC is over. And then they'll decide, hey, we're doing a Green Lantern. We're going to choose a Justice League.
Then we'll be in the future.
We'll be in the future. And in the future, they will decide we're going to do a Green Lantern. And who do we choose, Hal Jordan or John Stewart? John Stewart does not have his feet cemented in this franchise as your primary guy. So if you are going to use a black superhero, I would prefer it be a black superhero who has like staying longevity power in his own franchise and not this one.
Let me tell you something, buddy. Once the singularity happens, AI takes over. Movies aren't going to.
You interrupted me for an AI joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I'm telling you.
No, this AI thing is being serious right now.
It's kicking off, and once that happens, we'll all be able to make our own movies on fucking the internet. Trust me. Like the technology is going to be there. I don't think movies are even going to be as big a thing anymore. We'll have like little glasses where we can create our own movie and fucking.
Yeah, now you're going a little far.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's where the technology is going.
No, now you're going a little far. I made a new logo for my channel today, last night, I should say, with the help of the AI.
Exactly. So, anyway, I think we should go to the next one.
I just got one last thing. Just bounce off of Alonzo's comment about the balance between the shows and the movies. I think all these can really be successful if we remember the marketing of the Batman. That marketing was thick. That shit was like that was some impressive marketing. The problem with most of DC movies now, Shazam is not getting the same marketing as the Batman. So people's not gravitating to it like they did the Batman. As if these movies get the same passion, like marketing wise, like the Batman got, that's where
Safran comes in.
Yeah, people are going to watch these if they are market. If you market something,
and watch it. Shazam was like one of Safran's babies, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's saying
But it needs to be one connected, and they need to hope that people are still interested in this stuff for the next 10 years.
The general audiences will. It's just the sweaty nerds that are like, I'm done. I'm done. Blah, 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 blah. Which is the funny thing. The general audiences who have no emotional attachment are the ones that are going to keep coming back. But the ones that are supposed to have an emotional attachment, I'm done. You're going to deprive yourself of the stuff you love.
I'm going to watch it, by the way. I'm not.
No, I'm talking about just the sentiment, the general sentiment out there. People who are
I'll watch. Yeah. I'll watch any DC thing that comes about, but I'm just saying.
Me too. I watch all this shit because I want
a little bit of a dip, and I think
I want them to prove that MCU be wrong or right.
Will survive as the main thing, and I think DC may have got to the plate a little bit too late.
This Kang thing is going to help it, but I think the MCU is gonna drop a little bit. It is.
And why would you? Like you like these properties, you like DC, we like Marvel. Why would you wish for it to fail?
Because they didn't
recast. I'm not wishing for it to fail.
No, not you. I know that was a little.
Why are you taking everything personally, nerd man?
No,
it sounded like it was towards me. It sounded like
no. That was a jab at Chillmonger. That was a jab.
I pray that the MCU Black Panther franchise dies.
Why? You see, why would you want that though?
Oh shit. Because it's trash. All right, so let's go on to the Authority, aka a replacement for the Elite, which I think is what they're doing here. Because I think they might be moving towards a Kingdom Come style kind of thing as well.
It's the boys.
It's the boys, but a movie of the boys. Now, that actually has me intrigued because at first I was like, what is this shit? Like, this is just some James Gunn shit. But if they could get perhaps somebody from the boys to like oversee some of this, like one of the people, I don't know, or they get like a competent creative team behind this and it isn't so James Gunn like heavy with the humor, or it has a bit more of a darker adult humor, if I'll put it that way, I think that could work. And thinking about having the boys, but a movie version of the boys with a movie budget where they can, you could, because that's the one thing I don't fault the boys for, because I know it's a TV show, but the fights aren't as epic as they could be because it's on a TV budget. So if they could do that with this, I think that could be actually an interesting project. Now, am I hyped? No. I'm intrigued. Mainly because I think it's another James Gunn-y kind of project, and it might go that route rather than the route I'd hoped for, which is the boys, but a movie version. Next, who wants to go?
I'll go real quick. It'll be quick.
Yeah, let's just go in order. We're here.
I'm interested. Interested. I don't know nothing about the Authorities, but I have seen the main two characters before. I actually seen them a while back in a comic, and they were just like making out. Got no issue with it, but hey, bring them on screen. Let's do it. About to ruffle some feathers. People gonna be mad. Bring them on screen. Let's get some crazy the boy stuff going on. I mean, this is like,
oh, you know what they're gonna say? All this woke shit. It's like, bro, that's how they were in the comic books in 1999.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, keep it comic accurate. Keep it comic accurate.
Yeah. Well, it is comic accurate. They were bumping butts. That's what they were doing.
they're about to go open the book. Like, oh, they're gay in the book.
Oh shit! They go open the book and say, "Oh, this is even more graphic than the movie."
But one thing,
the issue with those guys is what people don't realize is they can't read. So when they say they're reading all these comics, it's like
they're looking at the pictures.
They're just looking at the pictures, bro.
One thing I do ask for with this movie, just one thing, R rating. And I know Gunn is down to do rated R, the Suicide Squad's rated R, but make this movie rated R because there's
and I think that's the main reason why he really wants to do this.
Shit.
This is
because
his passion
Disney.
project.
You're more handcuffed with Disney. Well, not even the passion of what he likes better, Marvel or DC. I'm not even getting into that. It's you're handcuffed with Disney, right? Because Disney is very, very keen on the family-friendly shit, okay? Because of whereas DC obviously wants the families to come to the movies. They're a little, obviously, as we've seen with plenty of stuff, there's more leeway for R-rated stuff.
More lenient.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, in the end of the day, by the way, please like the stream. K-Dot's finish and then Chillmonger, but like,
that's it.
In the end of the day, I heard it's his passion project.
I just hope for it to be rated R, and I'm very interested.
Okay, I'll move it up one because I was at like bordering between very interested and intrigued. Anyway, Chillmonger, go.
I like that it's his passion project, so for that reason, Suicide Squad was something he was passionate about, and I liked that movie. I can't say very interested. That's high for me. I'll say intrigued.
And moves it back down to intrigued. Go, Lunga.
It's my turn. Okay. I'm with this one. It's more than Creature Commandos. I'm going to say I'm very interested with this one. My only problem with it is Creature Commandos, at least because they're going to be doing the Swamp Thing, right? And I kind of predicted that this whole thing with Swamp Thing, especially, and you see these Creature Commandos, is going to lead into Justice League Dark. People have been scrambling for wanting a Justice League Dark stuff, and this thing with Swamp Thing and the Creature Commandos is going to lead into Constantine, Madame Xanadu, Zatanna. It's going to lead into all that kind of occult stuff and Justice League Dark, Constantine, all that occult stuff and Justice League Dark stuff. So I'm intrigued. That's why I see that. But with the Authority, the only thing I don't understand is how this fits into the plan, right? That's
I think it's a Superman versus the Elite thing, and then or a Kingdom Come. They're gonna swap the characters from Kingdom Come with these guys.
You really think they can't jam a Kingdom Come storyline in this, whatever this 10-year plan is? Kingdom Come is an Elseworld shit.
Or hypothetically, they could do a Superman versus the Elite, but with the Authority instead.
Well,
yeah, I mean, maybe they're trying to do this as maybe they're trying to do this as a non-villain foil to Superman, possibly. And then they end up being obviously on the same side down the road. So maybe that's
because I was going to throw in this because the two leads in the Authorities, the main two, they're very much Batman and Superman archetype.
Yeah.
So this is just what I think. Maybe possibility they want to use them as a parallel for whatever Justice League is going to be in this universe, and they may go at it. There might be a Justice League versus the Authorities movie. I don't know, but I feel like they are strictly here to be the opposite of the Justice League. Show the wrong reason
to have that middle ground, because you have the heroes, right? That become Justice League. You have the villains forced to do stuff with Suicide Squad kind of stuff, and then you have the Authority, who's like in the middle. They're that chaotic neutral. They're that chaotic neutral balancing force, between the over righteous superheroes and the bad guys, that are part of Suicide Squad. So they're kind of that in the middle policing force, I guess you can say.
Right, and then ultimately down the line, whatever big threat is going to come up, the Justice League and the Authorities, and other teams, not just specifically the Authorities, they're going to have to set aside these differences of how to be a hero and work together to stop this threat. So that's what I think. A little theory, possibility. I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Not to digress again, because I said I didn't know much about Creature Commandos, so I wanted to look it up just to make sure. But they talk about how they were formed in World War II. I wonder if they're going to use this too as a bridging gap with we're getting the Themyscira like prequel series, right? Which is obviously going to play in the line Gods and Monsters, right? There's going to be something that ties that into what we see at the end. The Themyscira is going to be a bookend with whatever happens at the end. And then we're going to get Wonder Woman coming in, and maybe we're going to see Wonder Woman running into these things in a earlier period of World War II, with JSA maybe coming in, JSA type characters showing Wonder Woman in the 40s before she comes along. So maybe that's what it could be.
Could be.
Because you look like you want to skip me right away.
I always want to skip you, bro.
We know. I know. I'm your yin to your yang. I get it. I mash you up all the time. I'm intrigued for this. I don't know nothing about them like K-Dot either, but I'm like, it looks interesting. And one of the things that I liked about this slate is that we're getting comic books or movies or shows that I probably don't know nothing about, and I want to know more about these characters. So I'm intrigued for it, definitely.
Yeah, that's what we did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Most people didn't knew anything about Guardians of the Galaxy.
And that movie was one of the best in that phase. You know what I mean? If not the best from that phase.
I had to put out a tweet. Today, Yonzo, with someone putting up that scene of Superman's father, Pa Kent, dying. Like, this is the best scene ever. People who don't like have no souls. I'm like, I go, well, then I put up the scene with Yondu, and it's like, here's the thing. Cavill made that scene, right? The scene looks so good if you're looking at it just cinematically, right? Not as a DC fan or a Superman fan. It was a great scene because Cavill acted his fucking ass off. Okay, and scene. Kevin Costner's Kevin Costner, right?
Kevin Costner acted his ass off. Yeah.
So did Cavill. Stop! You're such a hater. Cavill acted his fucking ass off in that scene. Okay, but. The Kents have always, historically, other than some offshoot tales or whatever stories that happens in 100 years of a comic book character, the Kents have always encouraged him to go out there and help people, to not hide. Hide that he's Clark, obviously, but to go out there and help people. So, thematically, with a character, that scene's bad. It doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Right, but the Yondu scene that was consistent, man. They played that from the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah,
it was consistent.
I didn't like Guardians too, but that was one of the best scenes in that movie.
I'll go one better. Like, I think that's probably the worst death of a mentor in maybe any movie ever.
You're a Marvel hater. We know.
No, I'm talking about the Superman. I'm talking about Man of Steel.
Oh, well, you calling his father a mentor? I mean, he is a mentor, but
he's
father,
a mentor
man.
figure. He's
yes,
a mentor
but the whole
figure
comparisons of these two was father and son.
Father, yeah.
I swear you're a writer. I swear to God, Lunga, you told me you're a writer. I know you're a writer. You know what I mean by mentor figure.
Yes, because a father is a mentor figure. But just funny that you went with that word instead of father.
It's not any father is a mentor figure. It's a mentor. It's an archetype in storytelling. I.e., Alfred is Bruce's mentor.
Everything that made Clark who he is his mother and father.
For instance, in Wonder Woman, her mother is not her mentor. It's actually what's her name? The general. Whatever. Her. So I think that was done better. The Wonder Woman death of the general was done better than fucking Park Kent. I don't like that scene at all. I don't give it any credit. Acting.
Again, cinematically, if you know nothing about Nerdman, look at it as a cinephile. If you know nothing about Superman, let's say you know nothing about Superman, nothing about DC Comics, you're just watching this movie. That scene was well filmed. It was well shot. It wasn't.
It was well shot. Zack Snyder shoots things well. I'm not talking about the shooting.
I mean, it was well shot. It was well acted. It was everything.
Story.
Well directed. You said you can't give it any credit at all. Okay, it's just like I cannot stand The Last Jedi.
Hyperbolic. That's
okay. I cannot stand The Last Jedi, but I can give it credit as a movie maker. Rian Johnson is a good movie maker. You know, everything. If you're not a Star Wars fan, it's a great movie.
Look,
I agree. Because there's a lot
let me make it clear. I was being hyperbolic, but I think what's bad about it is so bad that anything redeeming about it is hard to.
It trumps it all.
It's just hard to enjoy. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, so where were you putting it, Anzo?
Intrigues. I'm putting it in intrigues.
Okay, so it stays in intrigue. Let's go to Wonder Woman now. Paradise Lost. Now, huge Wonder Woman fan, as people know. Like, she's my second favorite superhero. It's like the Trinity, basically. Superman first, Wonder Woman second, Batman third. So obviously I'm excited about this, and this was one of the projects that I kind of wanted there to be some kind of Wonder Woman presence in this.
How do you feel about the inspiration for that character coming from Bondage?
I think that's a little bit kind of like the way they go on about it. It's a little bit overdone.
No, that's literally what Marshall said. That's what it was. That was his life.
No, I know, but that wasn't all that the story was. It was part of the story.
I said inspired.
Everything.
I said inspired.
It wasn't everything. Yes, but it wasn't everything. There was still a good structure to the Wonder Woman story even then. But it got better as time went along. Anyway,
she can put me in bondage.
Exactly. All right.
Listen, just send them to me, K Dots. I'll teach them how to do it. Okay, and they'll be able to help you.
Yeah, exactly. This one's a little bit like weird for me because I think. After Wonder Woman 1984, you need a Wonder Woman movie before you launch something like this and hope to get the kind of interest that you want from it. Because the pitch sounds amazing to me. Paradise Lost, Game of Thrones on Themyscira, all of that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be based on how the Amazons got to Themyscira, actually, not just on them on Themyscira, because then it would be boring because... Where's the Game of Thrones?
I mean, the chapter's called Gods and Monsters, and that's heavily involving gods with Themyscira.
How they got to Themyscira, there's some really good stories on that. The recent one, Black Label story, that's really good about that, and there's the classic origin as well, which is actually really fun. So that being said, I'm very interested, but I think it's the wrong order for a general audience. I think for a general audience, you need to get Wonder Woman back where she needs to be, back on that hype train that was, Wonder Woman 1. get that back, and then put this, on TV. That's how I would do it, but I'm still very interested. I think it could be a good show.
For me, for Paradise Lost, I mean, James Gunn already had me at the Game of Thrones as style. I do agree with Nerman. I think this is going to be how the Amazons got to Themyscira, and I really do hope we see Zeus. I want to see Zeus. I want to see the gods, because Zeus is part of the reason that they are even on that island and stuff. Anyways, like I want to see the gods mainly, because Wonder Woman 1, the way Zach and Patty set it up, they pretty much killed the gods. We had no gods. So
yeah, that was stupid.
We need to see the gods in this show, and by the final episode, when they're probably going to fast forward into the present day, wherever they're at, we will see what the new Wonder Woman look like, or maybe her as a child, but to show like Wonder Woman's here.
No, I think they need to put right at I think even at the end of the first series, even if they want to do a second series, I think they need to that should be the big thing. That
they're definitely
going to reveal the new Wonder Woman, who she is, and
Diana.
God damn, it better not be Gal Gadot.
Wait, Diana though, right?
I swear to God.
she's producing this.
You're kidding me.
That's what I heard, is she's producing this.
Hey, the Queen's
all right,
back.
let's look that up.
The Queen's back
right now.
Remember, mind you, I said that's what I heard. I didn't say it was confirmed.
I like Gal Gadot a lot. She is a really lovely person from what I've seen. She's a mediocre actress, but she's a good Wonder Woman. I like her attitude. I hope she becomes a better actress and all of that kind of stuff. But if you're rebooting this shit, reboot this shit. I don't like this half-measure bullshit.
I won't have a problem with it if the Flash movie sets it up properly. You know what I mean? If the Flash movie sets it up properly, where it makes sense that why she's still Wonder Woman, and and they kept a few characters, I'll be okay with it, because that's what Flashpoint is for, right?
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about Gal Gadot. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like I said, I heard it. I never said it was confirmed or anything like that. That was what I was hearing.
Quick question for everybody on the panel before we do move on. Do you guys think that James Gunn probably reshot some of the Flash's ending?
Absolutely.
Again? Because whatever ending they had in place was working with Walter Hamada's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He says it's going to. He literally said in his description how the Flash movie is going to reset everything.
Yeah.
It's.
And by the way, Lunga, just to say, I like your idea of the crisis if that's where it's leading, and that ain't gonna work if you're using the same actresses as.
Yes, it does.
It still works.
So you think that they could do where this new
Flashpoint,
League,
Flashpoint, Flashpoint, man.
You want different eras.
No,
so you want to see the new Wonder Woman meet the Gal Gadot at some point.
No. Because this is the fallacy. Hold on, I'll get into it. Chillmonger's got to get his vote in first. Well, I'll explain.
You're very interested in Paradise Lost.
Now you're a fanboy, and it doesn't matter what James Gunn does. You're still going to kiss his ass. Go.
Fucking nerd.
Wait.
Did you just use a Snyder Bro argument against me?
Pretty much,
bro. Where are we? What universe are we in right now? Are you serious? Go ahead, Chillmonger.
I want you to continue. I don't want to interrupt your flow. I'll go later.
No. Go ahead.
I'd say I'm very interested in this. The Game of Thrones thing sounds interesting, but if it's one season, I mean, part of Game of Thrones was the longevity of it all. It could end up being like, this is it, it's over. But like once you get there, once you establish how they got into their home world, how they dealt with Zeus and everything, there's still more story to be told. None of these that he's announced, as he confirmed, are going to be like the ongoing. I would imagine the animated show, there's potential for more. But
what if they do it like this? Paradise Lost season 1, Wonder Woman, Paradise Lost season 2, another Wonder Woman movie, like
okay,
back and forth.
But they wouldn't need to, because it's a different time period. This is
it would basically be a long form version of Wonder Woman's origin,
right?
Where you can deeply explore how they.
There's going to definitely be something at the end like they're getting to Clay and are starting to form. Like I don't know if they're gonna have an actress picked yet for Wonder Woman. Maybe they will by then. But I have a feeling the show's going to end with either them forming Hippolyta getting to Clay and making Wonder Woman, and you see her, whatever the actress is, or you see them doing it, but then it cuts out and you don't see what it, who it is yet. Yeah. But
they can have a villain that they seal away, and it's sealed for years until the present time where Diana's got it, and it's got to be Diana. Not Nubia or any of those other secondary Wonder Woman characters.
My God. You and your shit. I hope they do Nubia just because of that.
No, it's going to be Diana. Because the other argument these Snyder Bros are making that because it's called Superman Legacy, it's not going to be Clark. It's going to be Jonathan Kent. He's going to be gay. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's based off of All-Star Superman. It's fucking Clark. Get the fuck out of here with your dumb shit.
Let me go before Lunga so Lunga can explain. I'm going to put it in not interested. They lost me when they mentioned Game of Thrones.
What?
Shit.
Yeah.
Are you a Game of Thrones hater?
Yeah,
Game of Thrones for some reason.
Okay, Game of Thrones is the epicness of the story. It doesn't mean it's going to be Game of Thrones.
No, I know that, but I didn't even like the story in Game of Thrones. Like
you don't have to like the story. It's a different story. You're talking about the epic grand scale of it, is what they're talking about.
He hasn't seen it. K-Dots, did you put it in very interested?
I mean, I'm putting it in hype. That Game of Thrones.
Oh, you're putting it in hype. Oh, cool.
That Game of Thrones shit got me. I'll fuck with some Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Real quick, wait. Let me say this. I better see some titties. That's all I'm saying. If I don't see no
I'm glad I just started drinking, because if I would have been a little bit more into that drink, it would have been all over this fucking screen.
I think all of us want to see something.
I haven't even thought about that, and that is absolutely 100% true.
I'll say that might change my mind, K-Dot. If I see some titties, yeah, it might change my mind. Okay, this is fire.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. Killmonger.
All right.
Very interested.
Okay, cool. And then you're saying not interested, so it should be in very interested. Lunga, go.
I'm gonna say great. I like this kind of transformative isn't the word, but I like this kind of different way of storytelling that he's trying to go with. That we're not starting with the standard origin stories, right? We're not starting with Batman and the Pearls, right? We're starting with Batman and Robin. Okay, you're not gonna see the fucking Pearls again at the beginning of the movie like we've seen in every fucking Batman movie, right? We're not gonna see that. We didn't see it in the other one, but at least the last one, at least with Pattinson. But usually that's what we always start with, right? We're not seeing Clark, the ship landing and him running through the fields and this and that. And, we're not going to see that shit. It's going to him as 25. And this is doing it the opposite way. It's going all the way back before Diana was even alive, right? We're going back to the beginning. And the fact that it's called Gods and Monsters, this first chapter, I think he undersold it, to be honest with you. He mentioned how this Green Lantern thing is very integral to the story, but he undersold this Paradise Lost, being that the chapter is called Gods and Monsters, and this involves gods, and I think it's going to play a big part in this first chapter. What's going on?
I hope so. Yeah.
Or setting up, what's happening. So I like this. The Game of Thrones, just like K-Dots, that did kind of draw me in when I heard that, because that tells me, okay, they're serious about this. They want to make this epic. They want to make it, intriguing, and very mature.
No jokes. I love that. Like, at least mature. It will be mature kind of humor,
right?
As well. Yeah,
that's what I'm like. So that kind of like, because I don't. That's the thing. Like, people complain about the joking too much. It's like, listen, joking is not a problem. It's just if it's in everything, it's a problem. Okay, that's that's what's happened with the MCU, right? That's kind of what's happened lately with the MCU, especially this phase 5. But so I'm intrigued with that. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. I disagree with you. I don't think they have to start out after the last movie that general audiences are going to be lost. No, they're not.
Oh no, I don't mean they're going to be lost. I think there's the interest. The hype for one, I think there was big hype for Wonder Woman 1984, and then Wonder Woman.
You just say the name Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. There's immediate interest. It doesn't matter.
I hope so. I really do. I don't think Wonder Woman's on the Superman, Batman level. I think she could be. Yes, she deserves to be, but I don't think she's quite there. And
no. That's just your hipster vibes coming through. That's just your hipster vibe. I like the hero movie that's not as popular as the other guys. So that's your hipster vibe coming through. Stop it. People know Wonder Woman. People know fucking Wonder Woman. It's the Trinity for a fucking reason.
They don't know Wonder Woman.
You know what I mean?
They're not as popular. She's not as popular as Superman or Batman.
She's popular enough to not let this make people lose interest.
I didn't say this will make them lose interest. I'm saying there'll be more interest in this show if Wonder Woman had her Dark Knight, or if Wonder Woman. And
if they don't, there would be what? What's the opposite of more interest? Less interest, right? You can't have more interest without having less interest. If it's more interest with this scenario, then there would be less interest with this scenario. So that is what you said.
You're just weaving around, trying to give.
How am I weaving around?
You're trying to put words in my mouth.
I didn't put words in your mouth. You said more interested. The opposite of that is less interested. If you're saying it's more interested, there'll be more interested with this scenario. I don't think they'll be interested with this scenario because they're more with this one.
If a character is more popular, then there'll be more interest in the show about her.
And
is there anything
we're not talking about it. You said this show is not going to make them more interested.
I did not say it's not going to make them more interested. That's not what I said.
You said if you did your idea, they would be more interested.
I'm saying that the show would potentially have more success if there was another Wonder Woman movie out there that made Wonder Woman tight. Like Wonder Woman one,
they would have more success. So what you're saying is, with this path, they potentially are going to have less success.
Yes, then Wonder Woman deserves.
Thank you for admitting it and not telling me I'm fucking crazy or I'm fucking putting words in your mouth, because that is literally what you said.
I don't know what you think you want me to admit to. Anyway, K-Dots, go.
That what? Hear me out on this. I don't necessarily think Wonder Woman being at the a Wonder Woman movie before this will add intrigue, but if they make this show from a perspective, show needs to be heavily comic influenced by the comic it is from. But if they're making it from a perspective of, we want to make a good TV show, kind of like a Game of Thrones, because they said Game of Thrones is a big inspiration. And look, Game of Thrones, if you didn't read the books, a lot of people who like that show did not read the book before watching the TV show. And that TV show is one of the most loved TV
and that's
shows.
why the Red Wedding and all this
shit. All right,
let me
shut you down. Let me shut you down right now, actually. I just figured it out. I just figured it out. Look at even, I'll show you, there's a show that even proved me right. Krypton. Superman not only has had Superman 1 and 2, right, which were good, but he's had some TV shows and whatever.
Everybody knows Superman origin. Ain't nobody wasting
everyone. No, but here's the thing. That show was actually really good. Especially the first season of it almost sounds like what they're pitching for this. A serious version of where Superman came from and whatever.
Are you talking about Krypton?
But the problem was with Krypton and why people didn't tune in is because Superman weren't as popular anymore, and it's because his last movies, movies were not as good. If Superman's movies were top notch, people would have been interested in that Krypton show. The recent ones, because
you're missing one critical point. You're missing one critical point, even though you hate it. And I got to answer your other question, by the way, still too. The one about the actors, changing the actors. But there's one critical difference here. He's using a loose version of the Marvel plan. Even though you're a Marvel hater and you hate their plan, you're Scorsese.
I don't hate their plan. I think their plan is good. I think their movies are good.
Right, but that's the thing. That's the thing. The difference between Krypton is it tied just into Superman. It didn't tie into a story, a bigger story. Okay. It's just what Disney Plus is trying to do. Even though people are getting Disney Plus fatigue with Marvel with these shows, it's what they're trying to do. If everything is interconnected, it becomes must-watch TV to know what's going on in the movies and stuff. That's. I mean, I have, there's no proof of it, but from everything James Gunn said and everything that he's shown us and everything, it seems like he's learned from Feige and he's trying to He's trying to mimic what Feige did. Okay, so that's not even having faith in him. That's just being deductive reasoning, right? That's what it appears like based on what we've seen in the history and what they've said. That it looks like that's what they're going with. So that connective tissue is what's good, is what it separates it. That's why it's kind of not an even comparison when you bring up Krypton.
Also,
wait a second. Who said Krypton was garbage? Well,
no, it was a good show.
To their own.
I didn't watch it. I don't think
for the first season. For the first season, it was tight. Anyway,
the only thing I didn't like about it was this random human dude.
Me too.
When
I was just about to say that.
That was the only. It's like you couldn't find a better way. That was the weird part. It's like a Jimmy Olsen, not Jimmy Olsen dude.
Yeah.
Who Superman sent back in time. It was just, it's weird.
Yeah.
That was the only part. But once you get past that, which is only kind of the beginning, then the show itself is fine. But as far as your question you asked me earlier about the actors, Nerdman, which is what I wanted to get into. You're like, do you want to see this woman with me? That is a whole fallacy that people keep forgetting. In the comic books, okay, every time they would reset timelines, every time the characters might be slightly different, but it was still Wonder Woman. It was still Superman. Okay, it was still Diana Prince, right? Okay, unless you're talking about Injustice, which then was a whole different storyline. You had Thomas Wayne instead of Bruce Wayne, whatever. But overall, it was still the same characters. But people with this movie mentality, they have this thing like, oh, for me to separate it, it has to be a different actor. I don't want this one meeting. No. Do you? I mean, you, Nerdman. I know you understand Flashpoint. I know you understand.
All right,
how this
so
stuff
you're
happens.
gonna have.
You can reset it, and it's still Gal Gadot.
Let's go with your logic. So we're going to have a different Superman meeting Henry Cavill, but we'll have Gal Gadot meeting Gal Gadot.
Yes, because she could look the same in those two. It's multiple, infinite Earths. Do you understand string theory?
Let me even go further with that. Are we forgetting Spider-Man No Way From Home or whatever, Far Away?
Wait, hold on, stop. You're taking three movie series with three different actors separated by a lot of years that didn't know anything about the MCU happening. That's not what we're talking about. You make the worst false comparisons. That's not the same situation.
How's that? That's a similar situation.
No, it's not, because when they made the Tobey Maguire ones, when they made the Andrew Garfield ones, they had no idea. They had no idea what was coming.
Another different type of Wonder Woman. It'll be more exciting for Henry Cavill to meet a different Superman.
It'd be more exciting. No, it'd be more exciting for you.
It's not gonna be more.
It'd be more exciting for you.
The same actress doing the same fucking job.
Right. But this is where the problem comes in. You love using the word more instead of less to create this different thing, okay? And we're at the same situation, the same juncture we're at with the last fucking comment, okay? You're saying it'd be more interesting. So if they keep Gal Gadot, it's less interesting. That's what you're saying. They can both be interesting. The one does not exclude the other. They're not mutually exclusive. You can. That's interesting. How am I getting why? I'm sorry. Logic gives you a headache.
Are you trying to tell me that fucking Spider-Man Far From Home didn't make $3 billion because it had three different Spider-Mans in it? Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on.
No, it made $3 billion because it had a loved fucking. First of all, Spider-Man is fucking Spider-Man. Okay, other than Batman, he is arguably the most popular fucking superhero ever.
Yeah, but
okay,
you're gonna have the whole Justice.
No. You made a comment. Now I'm gonna shove it down your throat, and now I'm gonna shove it down your throat and tell you why you're wrong. Do not. I don't care how much you fucking love Wonder Woman. Listen to me. I will explain it to you. I am a DC fan at heart. DC is my jam. Let me say it. Every time I'm going to prove you wrong, that's when you don't stop talking. Listen to me, okay? Don't even sit here and try to even compare Spider-Man the amount of love. You just can't shut up for a second. Don't even compare the amount of love, the amount of love and loyalty and fandom people had for Tobey Maguire to fucking Gal Gadot. Don't even compare the fucking
comparing it. I'm comparing
but that's what you are comparing it when you're comparing it to Spider-Man No Way Home. It made no. Spider-Man No Way Home made that money because of the love people had for Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. That's why it made that movie, because of those actors. They loved those actors.
So Nerdman
don't have love for Justice League.
Nerdman.
So you're trying to
not like that.
If they did a Justice League movie where Gal Gadot,
the people who love Justice League are the Snyder Bros, and they're not gonna watch this shit, even if Gal Gadot's in it. Don't you get it? You are in an island, dude, by yourself.
You're saying this franchise is going to pop off, right? So people are going to love this franchise, this Gunverse. You think it's going to pop off? It's
No, I haven't said either way. I said I'm probably going to like it. I don't know how people react. We'll see.
We hope, right, that it's going to pop off. The Justice League has Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman in it, as well as the Flash, as well as Green Lantern.
Sure.
If they got to meet, say for instance, they pulled back even the actors from the Justice League movie that didn't even come out. And they can't do that.
Yeah, that ain't gonna draw nothing.
With the cannibal guy.
Yeah, but how does that tie into your false equivalency with No Way Home?
What I'm saying is, if you got like 3 sets of Justice League's characters meeting each other over different timelines, and you got to go into all of those different timelines, then that's going to
you would have to have a universally loved timeline for that to happen, and they don't. That's the point I'm trying to give you. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man series is universally loved. Andrew Garfield wasn't until afterwards, and then it became loved. The only Wonder Woman we have, other than fucking Wonder Jugs from the 70s, Linda Carter, is Gal Gadot. That's it. Okay.
As well, by the way,
yes, but that's it.
A better example, real quick. Whatever you want to see. Let's say Gal Gadot stayed as Wonder Woman. Let's say she might. I don't know. This is a what if. If let's say they get the Crisis and they bring in all these different versions of the heroes and stuff for this Crisis event, they bring in Linda Carter's Wonder Woman to meet Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
She's going to be 90.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be in a wheelchair. But you know, that's a better example of what you might want to see. But Gal Gadot's the only Wonder Woman we have seen, right? Exactly. Now, if they do keep her on, this is a soft reboot. I don't think it's an issue. You're just going to be slightly altered.
It was different if it was like, you know, there was like 3 or 4 different Wonder Woman.
I would not be super upset if they kept Gal Gadot on, because I like Gal Gadot. But I think if you're going to do this fucking properly, get a new Justice League. You're getting a new Superman. You're getting a new Batman. Get a new Wonder Woman.
I disagree with the word properly.
And it leads to better story potentials in the future for like crossover fucking events with both Justice League teams.
I disagree with the word properly, because that's making it sound like an objective thing that they have to do, and what is very subjective. That's not properly. That's how you would like to see it.
Nerman, if they did do Crisis, right, and they went through multiple universes, and you've seen different versions of Diana played by Gal Gadot. What is the
different outfits? We're just saying her name. Yeah. Anyway,
what is the difference with that? Because
Gal Gadot. That's how you say her name. Gadot.
First of all, she's not a good enough actress to play them differently. That's one.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. Say that. You don't know that either, right? And
you haven't seen her. You haven't seen her do that to know that.
And second off, you have Jonathan Majors, who's playing totally different versions of Kangs.
He never did that.
He's way more talented.
I get
it. Sure. But what has he shown us to prove that he could do that, K-Dots? That's the thing. We know he's talented, sure, but he hasn't shown us anything to prove he can pull off all those characters.
Yeah, same thing with Gal. But I believe he has the talent to do so.
Yeah, so do I. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying he hasn't shown us anything, just like Gal hasn't. We don't have any proof to know that he can do it. You know what I mean?
And nobody just there complains about the same in all the movies.
For what you want, Nerdman, for what you want. I don't think for most of it, we don't need to really see like a previous established version, because look at the Crisis event for the CW, right? When they brought in Brandon Routh Superman, now he was playing a continuation of Christopher Reeve Superman, but with a twist, like he was Kingdom Come Superman. Mm-hmm. And when I looked, I was like,
"Well, I mean, his character in his movie was a continuation. That was Superman 5."
Yeah.
And then when you seen him in the CW, right, Crisis, they was totally trying to go for a Kingdom Come Superman type of vibe. And when I looked at that, I forgot he was the Chris Reeve Superman. I was looking at Kingdom Come Superman. I was like, "Wow, Kingdom Come Superman." While we have never ever seen a Kingdom Come Superman in live action before, that's our first time getting that. But it's only because I knew about the comic, right? And me as a comic fan was like, wow, they finally did it. Gave us a Kingdom Come Superman, whether it was short, it was dope to see him.
But the general audiences, normies didn't understand it. Like, oh, why does he have a different different? That's all they didn't know anything about it.
Now it's
whatever.
Now, like I say, in
the
future we may get some big crossover. But
if it becomes big enough, they will pretend to know, and they will find out from YouTube what it means and all of that kind of shit. So that doesn't bother me. Like general audiences, like especially these kind of fans online. Or whatever,
no.
You're mixing people up, though.
You're mixing people up. Listen, the general audiences. Nerdman, stop. Yeah. The general audiences aren't arguing about this shit online. The general audiences are putting up. I saw Superman today. Great movie. That's all they're saying. That's it.
Okay. I'll tell you how deep it goes. Everyone was pretending to be excited about
What's just everyone?
Everyone online I saw was pretending to be excited.
So what? The fucking couple 100,000 Twitter fucking idiots? That's all it is.
Whatever. They were pretending to be excited when they saw Wonder Woman in the gold fucking uniform in that 84 trailer. Like, wow, the gold uniform. Like, people don't know that shit. People don't read Wonder Woman that tough that they'll know the gold uniform. That happened in a fucking, I think, early 2000s run before New 52.
Right. And because of that, I was fooled to what this movie could actually be about.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I thought
it was just a flashy CGI thing. That's all it did. It wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't used properly. I'm not saying that. But the fact that people even pretended to know that she had that costume, which is from Kingdom Come as well, by the way.
From Kingdom Come,
But, people pretend to know shit. When to be in with the crowd, like
but why are you calling those people general audiences? They're not general audiences.
I'll tell you about general audiences right now. I'll tell you about.
Like I say, Nerdman. Last thing, the same people online was crying. I want Henry Cavill Superman. Why didn't they go watch Black Adam?
Yeah,
I keep using that over and over again. I keep saying it over and over again.
Down their throats for the rest of their life.
Care and they're fake.
And they're few.
Let me tell you about
my old ex friend Max, fucking Doom, the fucking Dr. Doom mask, fucking Max over there. That motherfucker. He said when people brought that up to him, he's like, first they say it's up to the fans to make sure they do it right. That's what they say. And then when they bring up that, he's like, listen, it's not up to the fans to make sure a movie succeeds. The fuck are you talking about?
Okay, let me tell you something.
It is up to your ass. You gotta go buy the motherfucking ticket. You dumb shit.
You cannot tell me this wasn't general audiences, because this was straight fucking general audiences.
No, it's the definition problem.
I went to Avengers. I went to watch Avengers. I think 3 times in cinemas, because I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the movie. I went to see it at least 3 times.
First one, right?
First one.
Okay.
You remember the Joker reveal at the end of Batman Begins? Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like Batman, who went to see Batman Begins, because not enough people went to see Batman Begins. But anyway,
the Joker card in the Ziploc bag.
Joker card. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" People were doing like it was the Joker reveal at the end of Avengers when they saw fucking Thanos, and I know for a fact at least 60% of those people didn't know, and that's being generous. Didn't know who Thanos was or what they were fucking looking at.
People
and they were like
in the theater you were watching it?
Yeah, when I was watching Avengers, people pretend to know
opening
that
weekend.
Shit.
Hey, maybe you got lucky with a bunch of.
I don't know. Maybe it's a UK thing, because in my theater people were fucking cheering, man. They're like, oh, what channel's on the fucking screen?
Maybe Nerman got lucky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were
trying to say that people cheered, but they didn't know. They looked around. They said, "Oh, yay!"
I mean,
I didn't say 6. So you're assuming they cheered because they think they're supposed to cheer, but they don't know it.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
I don't know about that. No.
There is so much speculation and conjecture on your part right now. You're just assuming things of hundreds of people with zero evidence.
Wait.
No, wait. You think some family fucking mother
who are they faking for? Is there a camera recording them?
With a 7-year-old children?
Okay,
that time,
I think what Nerman's trying to say is this.
No. I could tell you. No. Listen, because there's lots of people I saw do this. They don't know anything about the comic books, right? But let's say they watch the first couple movies, they watch Iron Man, they watch stuff, and they're like, "Hey, this stuff's pretty cool." You know what they do? Like what most normal people do? They start Googling these people. and they haven't read the comic books, but they Googled it and they learned something, and they're like, "Oh, this looks exciting. Oh, this might lead to this." They read articles. Oh, this might lead. The early articles before the Avengers movie came out talk about how this can lead to Infinity War and Thanos and this and that, and people looked it up and read these articles, and once they got intrigued,
it came out. I watched it the first day it came out.
What you're being is an elitist right now. They don't know about it as much as I do. They don't deserve to cheer.
7-year-old kid that was next to me pissing me off because he was like fucking.
Okay, so you're an old man. Get off my fucking lawn. That's what you're doing. Gatekeeping a little fucking kid.
Did not know
Jesus Christ. I can see Nerdman smacking this little kid. You don't know who the fuck Thanos is. Shut the fuck up.
I know. Hey. I guarantee that 7-year-old did. I would have told too. Like, shut up. You don't know who Thanos is. Who told you that? Your daddy told you that? He ain't tell you.
You guys are assholes, man. And I hate kids. I'm too old. I don't want to deal with kids no more. But fuck.
Well,
let them be excited.
Nerman, are you trying to say? Nerman, are you trying to say
like fucking Captain America? Like that bully took Captain America, bro, and I just beat up this 7-year-old kid for.
Nerman, are you trying to say with the Thanos reveal? It's just like, you know.
Don't we have more movies? Have we gotten? Yeah, everybody voted on Paradise Lost, right?
Yeah.
Nerman, okay. I think you're trying to say this. I think you're trying to say one person. All right, people were standing up to to do their little salute for the American flag. Now, a lot of people don't want to stand, but other people only stand out of pressure because everybody else is standing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
That is what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
I can kind of agree a little bit. But longer than
he's the one saying, y'all didn't serve in the military. Sit the fuck down. That's what he's saying. You don't deserve to fucking stand for the flag.
Lunga's point though about, you know, like I had little exposure to Thanos before Avengers 2012. I seen him he was in the Silver Surfer show, and I knew about him a little bit from the comics. When I had
a signed George Perez copy of Infinity War.
Yeah, when I saw him in Avengers 2012, I wasn't like, whoa, but I was like, yeah, cool. Where are we gonna go from here? They doing something.
Honestly, I was like, who's this guy? I don't know who he is. Like, I just sat there kind of like bemused as to why everyone's cheering.
I was not a big Marvel reader.
He was the Joker. Exactly. I was a DC guy.
But the two big series I did read was the Phoenix Saga and the Infinity War saga. Those were the two I read. Like, I didn't read Secret Wars. I didn't read Civil Wars. I didn't read all. I just knew about them.
X-Men. That was my main thing with Marvel.
X-Men. Well, that's the Phoenix Saga.
Yeah, I knew about all the X-Men villains and stuff. Like that. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Supergirl.
I just got the comic, by the way. It showed up yesterday.
I really think the title is disrespectful. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. That should have been that really should have been a Superman title. I'm sorry, like that's one of his major things, but whatever. I'm very interested in this.
That's the title
like
of the
Superman. Good for the comic book, but it shouldn't be the first thing on a film. Like, you know, that's Superman's main title. He can never have a film now, at least for the next 10 years, that's called Man of Tomorrow. So I don't like.
Well, I don't think there's a chance they might use that type, because like I said, man, when they made it to Man of Tomorrow animated movie, they kind of already used the title, and we know with these movies, they don't like to reuse the same title.
Bold was used.
Like if we ever get a new Iron Man movie someday, it won't be Iron Man 2, 3 again. It's gonna be like Iron Man, blah blah blah, subtitle something.
Yeah.
It's going to be a different title to differentiate.
It's going to be what's his moniker again? The something the Iron Man.
The Armored Avenger?
No, he's called what the fuck do they usually call him? Supreme Iron Man or something like
Shellhead?
that.
No, that's an Ultimate Universe
Invincible
Iron Man thing.
The Invincible Iron Man. Yeah, there we go. That's what he.
Iron Man's nobody. Freak him. We talking about
the Invincible Iron Man, the Mighty Thor. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the pitch for this movie. I like the pitch. I think it's done with modern CGI and everything like that. A big Krypton story, maybe Brainiac. I hope Superman is also in this movie. So, yeah, I'm very interested in this. Reluctantly very interested, only because I'm not a big fan of Supergirl. I'm not a big fan of the sidekicks and whatever, but Yeah, so that's me. K-Dots.
I have like my fair share of Supergirl from the animated series and all that. Hope they cast a very beautiful actress to play her. But
I probably gonna be Sasha Cale still. They're probably gonna bring her back. I bet you.
I hope so. I hope so,
mean,
because that would be a waste if not. And she was really like, what was it? Like she charmed me with how
I hear a good thing about her performances.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the reaction to when she was not like she was those are genuine tears. I was like, man, I was just like, man, I don't care if they race swap her now, just give it to her. Those genuine tears. I didn't want to be no Debbie Downer. I said, take it.
Exactly. I was about to get like weird about it because I thought Superman should be in the movie. It's a Flashpoint movie. It should be really Superman. But when she did that reaction, I had to be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. That's so genuine, like the emotion that she charmed me as well. So,
but the one thing I do hope to see, and like I said, Superman is going to be a big part of how she develops it. Supergirl's love for humanity is not the same
as Superman's, exactly,
and that's what differentiates her. She kind of could be a little cynical about stuff at times, but not too much of a Debbie Downer.
The new fucking animated thing of her was brilliant, by the way.
And this movie is about her. Was it she's trapped on some other Krypton? Like, where's she trapped on again? Because the pitch was she's trapped on something on some place that's related to Krypton, but it's not.
Yeah, that it's dying or whatever. It's like a planet near Krypton or something like that.
Right. So she's something like very much by herself, living on this planet. I don't know what the story is going to be, but by the end of it, she's going to end up on Earth, and Superman's going to, All
right, two things. It
wasn't on the planet. It's a chip, like part of Krypton.
Okay, she's on just a piece of rock.
Yeah, okay. She's a piece of rock floating. Yeah.
Two things. I haven't heard good things about Tom King, and the second thing, everyone watched that animated film of Supergirl and
Superman Unbound.
No, it's the new one that dropped.
Oh, I still need to watch. I'm gonna watch that today.
Yeah, that is so good. That is it's probably the best one so far, or at least in the top 3 of this new animated films that they've been doing. Very, so where did you put this,
K-Dot?
I'm gonna put this in great because it's Supergirl. If you do it right, bring some into it.
What do you think about Tom King, it being based on the Tom King comic though? Because I haven't heard great things about it.
Tom King. I hear nothing but bad things about the guy. I'm gonna read the book for myself and see, but his reputation, from what I heard for years, has never really been good. I heard nothing but bad things from actual comic readers about him.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's not like he's writing this movie.
He ain't writing the movie. That's true.
My opinion, take inspiration. They change a whole bunch of shit anyways. So
that's true. That's true.
He's part of the creative team. Advisor, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
You heard it first from number 1 MCU fanboy K-Dots. All right, Chillmonger.
I disagree with selecting this hero for a movie, especially. We're looking at you prepare to bring it down lower. I think that I'll still pay money to watch this in theaters. Nothing that I'm offended by. Maybe the most you could say I'm intrigued, but I would vote not really that interested in Supergirl. Like, we got to diversify things. We already have a Superman movie. Let's go to the other aspect, other heroes, other places, not sticking to this whole centered around that planet.
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly, actually.
Well, I mean, yeah, because preferably I'd rather a character, I don't know, maybe a Black Light, not just because he's black, but a Black Lightning get her slot, or I'm
telling you, Vixen.
I gotta. You guys.
I'm not saying I'm against it.
Are you done, Chillmonger?
I'm done.
But I prefer.
I think I'm on the same page as Lunga on this one. Go ahead, Lunga.
As just a movie, just Supergirl, right? Just saying, look at this at face value. I'm intrigued. I mean, it's been somewhere between intrigued and not really interested as just a Supergirl movie. Because the first question I had was, why are they introducing Supergirl so early? what, you know, and when we already have a Superman, I'm like, this does why? Well, there's two aspects. The first thing I went to was, okay, he doesn't want to make the mistake Kevin Feige made, where the only woman they really had was Black Widow, kind of, and they never gave her a movie. He wants to be progressive and be out there right off and have more female characters right from the start. That was the first thing I thought about, which is still probably true. However, there were two major titular deaths in Crisis on Infinite Earths that were tremendously impactful to the series. One was Barry Allen, and the other was Supergirl. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's going to die in Crisis, so they have to introduce her now to get people to know her and love her and care about her, and so that way. So for that reason, that if that's what they're going, again, I'm sure that's where they're going. But again, I'm just me. I don't know what the deal is, what the plan is.
Yeah.
But I really feel that's where
connections with James.
Yeah, I have no connections at all. Nobody told me shit. This is just Lungadamus.
Just fucking go to his channel. Man's got the connections. He's interviewing
zero connections.
Interviewing Sasha Kali next, aren't you?
Like if this is the plan they're going with Crisis being the end game, that warms my heart. That means they're really trying to stick to the story, which were really impactful stuff, and it's stakes, right? You have heroes that die. You have if there's a Barry Allen and a Supergirl death at the end of Crisis, that's a Tony Stark moment right there. That is huge if these movies play off the way they're supposed to. So you kind of need her. Now, with that being said, if it doesn't go that way and it's just about diversity and having more female characters, like Killmonger says, Supergirl is just not that interesting to me because she's just a female Superman. You have. I mean, Power Girl is kind of the same way, but she thought she was, but Power Girl has a much more intriguing backstory. Okay, and she's just as strong and powerful as them. Yeah, because she thought she was Kryptonian and she was Dax. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with Power Girl.
The breasts for K-Dot.
Okay,
I mean, Power Girl is
I got the breast for K-Dot.
No. She has a lot of heart.
Can you really argue with me that Power Girl does not have a much more intriguing story than Supergirl? Way more intriguing story.
I agree. I mean, she's way more cutthroat.
But aside from Power Girl, you have Black Canary. You have.
You don't want Black Canary movies. Sorry.
Yes, I do. We might see it with the Justice League Dark. But you have Zatanna. You have a way more intriguing female characters than Supergirl. Supergirl is just a female Superman at the end of the day. It's really just not that interesting.
I think they should have just done a
if Crisis is the end game, then that's what's got me in the intrigued part. Not because of the movie itself, but because I'm intrigued at, is this where they're going with it?
Yeah, I think they could have done better with a Wonder Woman movie, or just Vixen, or Hawk Girl, even, to be honest.
Hawk Girl is fucking spectacular, dude. Everything I've ever seen, whenever they have a Hawk Girl, it's fucking great.
Yeah, pull up
Big Bill's comment. Pull up his live chat. He says he's reading the Supergirl comic online, and the comments went in on Tom King. Like this guy really
as far as the Tom King, people don't like him, and I understand why. He's like really he's almost like a comic book writer version of the Brie Larson syndrome. That's what people are worried about, because he keeps shoving things out to people, forcing people, and he's the annoying progressive, not the hey, I want to write diverse stories and he's just that annoying kind of like.
He's basically
okay, Onzo. What do you reckon
for Velma?
So for me, the Supergirl, I'm going to put it in very interested, and the reason why is because the way they talk about her story, how she loses everything, and I think it's going to be a direct contrast to the Superman that we're going to get, right?
I didn't think about that way.
Yeah, so we're going to get the happy-go-lucky Superman that everybody wants. But Supergirl is going to be a little bit more jaded.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, and I'm very.
But couldn't that be chapter 2? Or no, you don't think so? If it's leading to Crisis, he's right. You need Supergirl, but like
right, and it's a way like Lunga
or Martian Manhunter. They could have done. Look at this, True Boss King.
He did Martian Manhunter. Wait. I could tell you. You're gonna see. I bet you somewhere along the line, there's gonna be a detective named John Jones, and they're not going to mention. They're going to say they're going to show the detective. He's John Jones. They're not going to even Easter egg it, like showing something. He's Martian Manhunter. You're just going to see him pop up, and the fans are like, "I know who the fuck that is. I know who the fuck that is."
You are. I don't believe that at all. Onzo,
they don't feature Martian Manhunter in the Superman movie. That's probably a good dynamic because they are literally
We'll see.
Both the
I
same
doubt
with a
that
totally
very
different
much.
ideology on.
And Superman has said if there's one superhero I would not want to fight, it's Martian Manhunter.
I hope they cast somebody white for that one.
Oh, here we go.
So
We're gonna do representation. Let's not hide it behind
White
a guy who can change
Hunter.
his form into a green guy.
How about we hire someone green? Because that's what he's supposed to be. How about that?
No, just because that once you cast someone who's black, that like fills a quota, and they don't feel the desire to do more.
God
black
forbid
things.
a shapeshifter who can turn into anything he wants picks black.
But what it does is it restricts how many more black actors could get a role. And I'm saying save the black actors that you use for prominent, meaningful roles, not the shapeshifting guy who goes green. Like if you want to see black people on screen,
well, I can understand. I can understand that
No,
argument.
I don't understand
but
that at all. That's a great opportunity to flex your muscles as a fucking actor, and that's what you want black actors
but yeah, that's
to be
a true
able to
thing.
do.
That's
He's
true.
a
But
fucking
what
alien who's been like,
but because DC has a finite amount of
CGI
castings that they
practical,
offer to
that's
black
where it depends.
actors, I would like for that flex, that opportunity to flex and show your acting chops. I'd like that to go with a black character.
You got to think of it this way, though. He comes from a planet where there was racism, right? Where the white Martians treated the green Martians. He comes to Earth knowing nothing about Earth, right? And he takes the form of a black man, and then he encounters the same kind of situation. And not only encounters it, stays. He could change into a white guy if he wanted to make it easier.
I hope he does.
You see what I mean? He's not even listening. He didn't even listen to you, Lunga.
No,
he didn't even listen to you.
Wait.
That adds so much. If he does, that destroys his character. That makes him a coward, someone who can't deal with adversity. No, that builds character if he stays a black man. After leaving a racist world where they were destroyed, coming to another one, just taking a skin, and then suddenly he's in the same situation, and he stays. Kind of
like when I mentioned the Green Lantern and the Core. Well, Lunga and Nerdman today both.
What you mean, you
went
people?
Back you guys went back to. You gave me storyline reasons of why it's a Core. There could be a lot of people. I'm not one time mentioning the story, the canon, the continuity, and why it could work. I'm talking about how this studio has a finite amount of tolerance for black actors. If you're going to do a black actor, please let's have it on a black character who can raise in prominence, because that's a Martian. That's a green character.
I think Black Lightning is going to be around. Black Lightning was big on a TV show.
You don't know. I know you don't know. I keep saying it. You don't know. It never registered.
Black Lightning's TV show was big. He's been, even though a lot of people don't like it, but the animated Young Justice, he was a big character in that.
Oh, can I address True Boss King? He says, Jon Stewart is coming, guys. Don't worry, it'll be epic. Along with Hal Jordan. That's the problem. He's along with Hal Jordan. This is not a primary character. He will share screen time with Hal Jordan.
Why you gotta mock the man's voice like that? Why was that necessary? Why was it necessary to mock the man's voice like that?
Because I disagree with it. I want True Boss King. I want a black character to be there, and then for him not to be second.
First of all. It's Anzo's turn, first of all.
Anzo, you got to break in, man. You got to break in and say, "Shut up."
Wait, look, this is the beauty.
All the reasons Lunga said is an interesting to make as a black character. That's the main reason. It's like
again, you're going back to what would be interesting. You're going back to the story,
and it's a good opportunity for a black actor to fucking act. That's what we want, not just representation for the sake of representation.
Now, when I say
giving them
and why, Nerdman? Because when he came to Earth, he didn't know what it's like to be a black man. He had to learn
his acting chops. I'm not saying something that takes that away. We're both gonna get our actors with acting chops. Whether they cast Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, who's a white character,
who's blue, by the way, he's fucking blue.
He's
white. No. Nerdman.
How about this? He's not a black character.
He is white.
Whether they hire Jonathan Majors as a character who's not black, or whether they hire Jonathan Majors to play like Blue Marvel or maybe a T'Challa recast, whether they hire him for one or the other, he'll both have an opportunity to show his acting chops. Except one will be elevating the prominence of a black character, historically black, will never be race swapped. And
Nerdman. I know you don't like Marvel, but Franklin Richards was a white guy.
Before I try to finish what I was trying to say, here's my question. So if he runs around the whole series as a black man and only turns into a Martian when he has to fight, why is he not a black character?
Exactly.
Hulk is Bruce Banner most of the time, right?
The whole point about Martian Manhunter is he has to stay hidden. He's usually in his human skin, unless he's at home by himself or fighting. He's
I'm not a big fan.
I mean, to me, Martian Manhunter.
And let me add to that point. Let me add to that point. Even
hold on, one more thing, man. If 90% of the movie he's walking around as a black man, why is he not a black character?
Exactly. Let me add to that point.
Because he's not a black character.
Any actor who takes on that role, trust me, they will have in their contract, oh, you've got to put me as the black John Jones for half the time or 40% of the time or something.
And
because
it's cheaper.
That's what they do with Spider-Man. Oh, got to take off the fucking mask all the time. Because
that was a whole argument with fucking Pedro and the Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah.
I'm confident he'll be in his regular skin often, more so than he's in the green form.
You do know. I don't know if they're going to do this. I mean, we don't even know if we're going to see Martian Manhunter to begin with. But let's say when we do, you do know that he was on Earth for like a long time, like hundreds of years.
The storyline purposes have nothing to do with
he lived through slavery times. Awesome. He lived through Jim Crow. He lived through that shit. So I think
as a black
even though he's a Martian, I think he knows what it means to be a black man by the time we get to modern times.
He's a black
and I think that the continuity and the stories, the plot has zero to do with the things that Chillmonger's talking about for the third time.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question, Chillmonger. Those little babies that are mixed babies that look white.
Whoa! Where are we going with this? Mixed babies?
Do they? I'm asking you a question.
No
you
comment.
said he doesn't count because he's a Martian.
No,
if they look like a little white baby,
I'm cheering for the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Okay, all right. Don't want to go down that road, huh?
All right. Oh my God! Go.
I need to say two things real quick. Yes, if one of them come out white and their mother's black, or the daddy's black and the mom is white, that child is black and white. Yeah. They're both, regardless of the age. And the other thing I want to say, hey, if John Jones, who I don't consider a black character, if he does choose to say a black man after, I don't know, a cop walks up to him and I respect that. I respect it. Because hey, he turns a white man and run away.
Exactly. I think the story suits. I think Lunka's maybe over. Not exaggerating, because there are versions of the story that are very much what Lunga is saying, but there are other different versions of Martian Manhunter, and of course he was originally white.
Histories are changed all the time, unless you're Superman, that stays the same.
But generally nowadays he is like the black detective and whatever. So
he's been that way. I want to say for the last 25 years, probably 25 years.
For a minute.
It's not like it's brand new.
But even in to Chillmonger's point, though, even in the Injustice game, they chose the white version of him.
He wasn't.
Unless you guys are a fan of temporary representation, sometimes he'll be white, sometimes he'll be black. We're so progressive.
So you're talking about the movie or the game?
He doesn't change into a white guy just because he feels like I want to be white today. That's not what has never in the history of fuckerdom has that happened with Martian Manhunter. Okay, Martian Manhunter is only changed into something different if he had to for stealth. That's the only reason.
No, the character within the fiction,
and even that doesn't matter.
The studio that decided to make the video game with a white guy, then that's what I'm talking about. The studios.
Here, how about this? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who plays him because the motherfucker turns invisible. You can't even see him.
I'm gonna add to your point right now, Chillmonger, because he does have a little bit of a point with Martian Manhunter, because history is a little bit, weird. And so if you could go to the Injustice game, for instance.
He was not in that game, by the way.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's a great parallel because he stays black because
can everyone see
as being a green Martian.
Yeah, I see it.
Can everyone see?
Yes.
This is him in Injustice. They chose the white version.
Wait, is this the mobile version? Oh, this is a DLC shit.
Well, they can because the Injustice universe. I mean,
and yet chose a black man to voice him. That's the stupid thing. They chose the white version of John Jones, but chose a black guy.
I mean, but Nerman, he was not in the main story. This is a DLC character. He's DLC. He was not.
No, not only that, it's the Injustice universe. Batman's fucking Thomas Wayne. Come on, I mean,
yeah.
No, this is an Injustice game. Batman's Bruce Wayne.
This is
what
the
are you talking
Injustice.
about?
oh, this the game. Yeah. But still, again, it's still an alternate timeline.
And that's the problem with temporary representation. Sometimes they'll do you white, sometimes they'll do you black. What you need is a permanent one. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they're white.
I think for all the reasons Lunga says, he works better as a black character. Whenever he's a black character, it seems to work a little bit more. Anyway, that being said, I still want to get to the
Are we going to speed round these?
Yeah, let's do a speed round next.
Quick, like I was saying real quick about the Wonder Woman, Supergirl, is like I said, you're going to get a jaded one, right? And if Lunga's right that they're leading up to Crisis Earth, then you can see the character development where she actually sacrifices herself to save some of the heroes. And I think that's good. So, yeah.
That's going to be that, dude. If they go that route,
where are you going?
Impactful.
I put it in, very interested.
Very interesting. It stays around intrigued. Okay, next. Superman Legacy. Now, apart from the title, which is trash, I'm sorry, Superman Legacy is just, I mean, unless it really fits in with the theme of the story, which I'm guessing it will, to be fair to James Gunn, I still think that is not the greatest Superman title to go with. I think they could have come up with a better title. That being said, I'm hyped for this movie. But James Gunn is writing it, so I'm going to put it in great. Unfortunately, that's the only thing.
James Gunn. James Gunn's good.
I need to chill with him. It's true, but like the fact James Gunn is writing it, he should write something else. In my opinion, other characters fit him better. But if he's reading the comics, he takes it seriously. He doesn't infuse it with that James Gunn humor. I think it could work. And
I mean, come on, it's Superman. They're always corny. Superman is like the king of dad jokes. That's literally what Superman does.
Yeah, exactly. And if he sticks to more of that, and
the only thing that'll be a problem is if I don't want no dick and fart jokes in the Superman movie because that doesn't fit in a Superman movie. Okay, that was the problem. That was the problem with the joke they made Thor into with every progressive movie. They kept making him more and more, he's supposed to be this. The arrogance is supposed to be there, but he's supposed to be this more Shakespearean regal, and they made him this fucking
joke.
Yeah, I mean, Clark is a little bit like he barely curses and stuff. He's a little bit more square. He's
the king of dad jokes. Like dad jokes, I'll be fine. Like Tyler Hoechlin does those in the series. He does that kind of corny shit. Superman is corny. But Superman is corny. That he is supposed to be corny. If you love the fucking Christopher Reeve, he was corny as fuck, yo.
I loved it. Like the humor in that was great for Superman.
Right, I think that's what James Gunn is gonna shoot for. You know what I mean? Yeah. A mixture between like the Snyder Superman and a mix between the Clark Kent Superman.
He's not Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi, it is the same humor every single movie. A Taika Waititi movie, man. Every single fucking time. It's the same fucking humor every time.
The only James Gunn movie that I've seen that it doesn't have that stupid humor is the
James Gunn doesn't have a big enough. He doesn't.
The ones that
he doesn't have a big enough. He doesn't have a big enough.
Super as well. Super was awful. People try and make out like that movie is like some kind of cult classic good movie. It's terrible.
But if you think about it, he really doesn't have that big of a portfolio to say that.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
But let's put him in charge of the whole of DC.
Majority of all his superhero stuff has been very much comedy heavy, but
he was given a property that is that Guardian of the Galaxy is goofy like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Is it? In the comics, is it? Because I ain't heard that. I heard it's quite serious.
I mean, again, you got to remember, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of those teams that's had multiple incarnations in the comic books. Multiple incarnations.
I heard, like, Drax's story, for instance. He ain't just some goofball dumb guy.
Drax, hold on now. Drax fell into the same problem that happened with Thor.
Yeah.
That they kept doubling down. That's a character.
And that was James Gunn.
Yeah, but that's not. But that's not the overall. But that's a character. Okay, that's not the overall movie. That's not the overall how much comedy is in the movie. You get what I'm saying? Like Thor, this last Thor in Love and Thunder, it was beginning to end, man. Okay, beginning to fucking end, same shit, and it was every fucking character, even with Jane. It's like you have a woman who's dying of fucking cancer. This is supposed to be such an impact. I was excited to see this at first. I'm like, this is supposed to be an impactful fucking story, man, and you fucking completely made us not care that she has cancer because it just it was pointless. You know, her
I can't fathom your excitement.
Drax is just a character, and if you notice, you say that's James Gunn. Each character has a different kind of comedy. Drax's comedy is different than Rocket's comedy. It's different.
Rocket's is the only funny comedy, and that's because of the.
It's different. No, so is Quill's. I like Quill's too.
Made that comedy work because what's his name is a fucking great actor.
Bradley Cooper.
I have a man. Yeah, Bradley Cooper's one of my man crushes. I love Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he's great. So that's why that.
No, but even say the interaction with Groot. We're doing nothing but saying Groot. Okay. The way everyone played off it, Rocket mostly, was great. Okay,
that was funny.
I'm sorry, even Quill was great.
The first,
okay, I enjoyed him. I enjoyed
Quill. Movie, it was funny.
And Gamora was the straight. Gamora was the straight person.
Quill's the most progressively worse. Actually, Gamora and the tree and the rat are my favorite characters in those films. Any of the ones that try and be that kind of MCU humor, I don't like them. Quill.
Well, point I'm saying is he's proven that he can display or he can direct, because again, the actors are the one that matter at the end of the day. But he proved that he can direct different types of comedy, unlike the example I gave with Taika, where it's the same fucking comedy. Doesn't matter who the actors are, doesn't matter what the story is, it's the same shit over and over again. With Guardians, in the same movie, he had different characters displaying different types of humor.
You know what I'll give him though? I kind of like his visuals and his action for a Superman movie. From what I saw of the action in the Suicide Squad as well, I kind of feel like he's a little bit creative with the action, which is good. And his visuals in Guardians could work. For Metropolis, for Krypton, for all of that kind of stuff. So,
but we know at the end of the day, it's going to be the actor.
It's a wild card.
The actor is very important in this movie. Of all of them, the actor is very important.
So anyway, Lunga, since you've been talking, where are you going to put it?
I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it at hyped. Now, Superman is not one of my favorite characters. I'm okay with Superman, but the hype literally comes from this is what's kicking this whole thing off. And a lot is hinging on this movie.
Yeah.
For what's going to, and you can't no matter how excited I am for it, no matter how positive I am for James Gunn doing this, a lot is still it hangs on this. You know what I mean? And it has to be done right. I'm not saying it has to be a blockbuster. Okay? I'm not saying it has to be Avatar money or fucking shit like that, okay? It doesn't have to be No Way Home money. No Way Home made that because of a lot of payoff and a lot of history. So there's a difference going on there. But it has to be Man of Steel right off the bat, one way or another.
Has to be better, but I don't think that's that hard to be better than Man of Steel. To be
right, I mean, and again, as far as that's the writing. I'm talking about even just
like a story. I'm talking about even just something,
because box office does gauge what everything else has. It has to come out. It has to come out and has to make that $700 to $800 million mark minimum.
It could make 500.
Especially in today's economy.
It could make 500 and continue. I think it could make 500 and continue. Honestly, I don't think you should be shooting for more than that with the amount that Superman has been
Superman.
Damaged.
What are you talking about? It is Superman.
He's been damaged by the Snyderverse so badly. He got pummeled into the fucking dirt by it being so divisive.
Not with general audiences.
Whether people like him
not
or
with
hate
general
him,
audiences.
I hope so. I'm not God. I'm not God. This is just from my perspective of what I get from people when I talk about Superman being my favorite superhero. Like they think he's boring.
All right, but again, to close out my
and that's why most of those people the people that call him boring wasn't Superman fans in the first place, so they don't even matter.
Yeah. But to close out my ranking, it's hype because he's kicking off. What happens in this movie is important for whatever the rest of the slate is. And I'm excited to see a return to the more positive Superman, right? I like Gunn's line of, or Safran, I think is the one who said it, of the, he displays kindness, but he also feels that kindness has become old fashioned in this world. And so he's going back to that, he wants to bring hope and kindness to the world, so I can't wait to see a return to that kind of Superman.
Let me just say one thing as well. Like, take James John Campea, right? Guy thinks Man of Steel is awesome. It is a masterpiece. It's his favorite comic book movie of all time. When someone asked him, what would you rather see, a new Batman movie or a new Superman movie, he says Batman. People who like Man of Steel don't even like Superman that tough. Like, it's a weird fucking.
Yeah, but I think he was looking at it as a cinephile. John Campea looks at things as a cinephile. He does.
So if he thinks it's a masterpiece and it's the most awesome, it's better than the fucking Dark Knight. Why wouldn't he want another Superman movie instead of?
Because when he said he wanted to see another Batman, that was him talking as a fan. He likes Batman better. That doesn't mean he can't say this was a masterpiece of a movie. He just probably personally, just like me, I said Superman is not my favorite character. Okay, but he could just personally like Batman better, and that's what excites him more as far as a fan. But doesn't mean as a movie reviewer he can't look at this and say objectively, it was a great movie.
Okay. Anyway, next. K-Dot.
Okay.
Anzo, go since you started speaking.
Yeah, I'm going with I'm going to put it in hyped as well. I'm excited to see what James Gunn is going to do with Superman. I think it's going to be very good as long as you get the right actor in there and do it properly. I think it's going to be good. So I'm on Lunga's side. I'm going with hyped.
What's the right actor?
I don't know who the right
black
actor
guy.
I'm not one of those.
They said they're still doing that as an Elseworlds. I think they did just that Tony Cates movie that it's still on track.
No, they didn't put that in the.
Elseworlds. It wasn't in the graphic
sections.
Right.
I don't
because
think
it doesn't have.
Moved past that. I think they've moved.
I said it's on track. It's not part of the slate yet, but it's on track. Meaning they haven't shelved it. That's
just because
they haven't shelved
a white guy doesn't mean
they haven't shelved it. But trust me, they're just waiting for him to come on with the thing, and then James Gunn's going to say no. So.
But should it be a high-profile actor when you say the right actor, or do you mean like somebody who's low tier? Because I would say low tier. What do you say, Onzo?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but you said the right actor. Does that mean someone who's very known? Like what age? Who's the right actor? What does it look like?
It doesn't matter to me the age or what the person looks like. I just think someone that can portray Superman properly as he should be portrayed. To be honest with you,
I got a Dacre Montgomery on one of my people I would pick so far.
I'm happy you said that name because it's someone I never heard of, and I want it to be a relatively unknown guy who will sign his life away for a long time and just do project after project and never have something else on his schedule because he's like Pedro Pascal or something.
You see,
he was Billy in Stranger Things, and he was he played the Red Ranger.
You see, I think Henry Cavill was a good Superman, right? But before they casted him as Superman, I didn't know who Henry Cavill was.
Yeah.
So I don't have an issue with it being.
See, I knew Henry Cavill. I knew him from The Tudors. I knew him. Yeah,
He was all right. He's not a great actor.
No, he is. You're a hater.
He's not a great actor. He's all right.
Don't worry, he's gonna be back as Deathstroke in the DCU.
I had a pick for Superman, and it's also kind of. I'm not gonna say he's.
Can everyone see that?
It's a meme. Why are you showing me this? I was with you yesterday, and I had a vasectomy last.
Why are we looking at this?
Last
year. It ain't mine. Okay, but who is this from?
Do you not know what that is?
It's a pregnancy test. That's a negative.
That's not a pregnancy test.
It's a COVID test.
It's a COVID test.
No, I gotta tell you. At first glance, no. He's not. No. Don't pick on him for that. At first glance, it looks like a fucking pregnancy test, yo. It does.
No, I mean, yeah, I thought it looked like one.
It could have been.
I'm laughing because it's an actual COVID thing.
Because I read the words first. At first, I thought he was talking. I think so. The joke is trying to say I have COVID And dude's like, no, it wasn't me. You're not pregnant on me. Or like, that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Nerman, are you ready for me to rank it?
Yeah, go for it. Sorry, I just saw that. And I was just like,
I am hyped for this. This is based off All-Star Superman. If you want to introduce somebody to Superman and just, I think All-Star Superman is one of those books you can recommend somebody say, hey, this is the character, this is what he stands for, read this book. There's other books, but read this book. It captures every good quality about him.
Yeah, that's true. But
He's
I don't see how it could be based on All-Star Superman.
I think elements of it,
right?
Like, two things I need from this movie. Two things. I want to walk out of this movie in tears, like I walked out of Guardians 2 in tears, crying for Yondu. In a good way. Like, I want to be crying in tears. I know Gunn can make me do that. I want to walk out of this movie in tears. I want to love this shit. And another thing, the suit needs to look just like this, and I'm Gucci. Make it look exactly like this for the first movie. Second movie, if you want to upgrade it, I don't care. First movie,
I think you could do better than that. You could do the pants, but still go better than that suit.
Yeah, they have a movie quality budget. They can easily do something more better than this, but this is perfect. I'll take something like this.
I'll take it, but I'd like something better. That looks a bit
simple. I don't need that Snyder-y, alien suit with all these encryptions and stuff in it. No, simple.
This is. I know Anzo hasn't watched any kind of Game of Thrones stuff, but this actor right here, Ryan Corey, he played Harwin Strong in House of the Dragon. This, I could see him being a Superman.
They're gone. You forget yourself, Strong. That is
him?
This is what
No,
you teach, Cole.
him.
Dude with the long hair?
Yep.
Cruelty.
Okay, people, you get haircuts and shave. Okay, we too short.
Wait, how old?
About?
No. I'm. How old is he?
The actor?
Yeah.
35, I think.
Henry Cavill's 39.
Or a brother. Or a son.
Superman's supposed to be okay. Why does everyone think this is a teenage Superman? He's supposed to be 25, guys. Slow down.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, he's not.
No, I don't think he's. I know he's going to be 25, but
also you got to remember, facial hair and stuff makes you look older. So. But yeah, I think he would do the scene spectacularly. I think he could play Superman.
Superman?
Really
what?
Yeah.
Who did you say?
Ryan Corr.
the guy
Really? We just watched the whole clip and we're talking about him, not him.
This is what you teach,
Him.
Cole.
that guy.
Ryan Corr is his name.
Cruelty. The weaker opponent.
The one who's talking now?
Yes.
Yes.
Your interest in the Princeling's training is quite unusual, Commander.
I don't know, man.
Just
Maybe
wait,
if I saw him without a beard.
Kind
I
of
don't know.
emotion toward a cousin. Or a brother. Or a son.
I'm telling you, he's good. Especially that line at the
They're
beginning
gone.
when he
You
tells
forget
him
yourself, Strong. That is the
this
prince.
part here.
This is what you teach, Cole. Cruelty. To the weaker opponent.
And I mean, I watched the whole series, and he was only in 4 episodes, but he's a good actor. He's a good actor.
I honestly, I've got Darren Criss could come over from the animated.
Too much of
but
a
he could play
face,
either Lex or
Superman.
Superman.
You're talking about the Lex guy.
Yeah,
he's too much of a baby face, man. And I doubt
for young
Darren Criss could get big enough.
Never mind. One good. No.
Let me ask this question to Lunga.
Wait. I gotta share. Let me share our screen.
Yeah, but Lunga, does Chris Pratt play Booster Gold?
You know, people are hating on it. I'm a Booster guy. I think Chris Pratt is perfect for him.
That's what I thought.
Share my screen, man. Yeah, I changed my mind. No.
Like a lot of shit he did as Quill.
Mm-hmm.
The cadence and the way he talked would fit in perfectly. Now it has to be a little bit different, especially like you have to be different because Booster is full of ego, right? But he's actually it's fake ego because he's trying to hide that he has to get all this stuff to try to be.
Yeah, this guy is not hot. Nope.
So you would be okay with that casting then?
Listen, casting a Superman does not involve if you would stick your dick in his ass. K-Dots. Okay? That's not.
If I was a chick,
that is not a prerequisite for being Superman.
That's not a Superman though. Still,
that's not this dude. I might cast like Jimmy Olsen.
I'm trying to find an older version of this guy, but
that
like
face, that face is killing me. I can't take it. You know, his look in Game of Thrones is actually a improvement on him.
Just a hater.
He should grow that long hair out and get a full beard. He would look amazing and luscious.
Listen, K-Dots, we're grading him as Superman, right not if he's an appropriate bear for you. That's not what we're grading. Okay.
He is that is partly it. Like he's got to look like look, I know this guy. I get it. He's a very
Chill is right. We have gotten way off track.
He's a very baby face guy, but he's a good actor.
In a drop of blood.
Don't like the song. Where is he? He does look like Jimmy Olsen as well. He does look like Jimmy Olsen. I'm just saying, young Superman.
While I was not in the camp of hating on Pattinson because he didn't get big enough, Batman is the one where you don't have to be huge, but Superman, you've got to be able to put some muscle on. And I don't.
Yeah,
it could be the height thing as well. The height thing, I'll give you.
The height you can fix. Creative with angles, you can. The height is not a problem. You don't literally have to.
So then, I literally think that guy would be good as a young Superman. Like honestly, but he looks a little bit more like how Clark Kent looks in Smallville, basically. That's
I mean, let's understand. Lord of the Rings was fucking 25 fucking years ago, okay? And they made hobbits look short with no CGI. It was just camera angles. So you can make someone who's 5'11" look fucking 6'2" easily. That's not a problem.
All right. Anyway, let's get back. So Superman hyped. What about you, Chillmonger? And then
I'm glad there is a category we're all going to agree on here with hyped. It's called Superman. It's the primary main DC guys who they go with, and they're starting with him. It's going to be a new actor who I hope they keep young on the younger side of 30 because, you know, he's Superman. He's got to be in that nice little physique that's going to be there in 10 years when they're done with this 10-year plan, and they can begin their next 10 years and see where they go from there. This casting needs to be young. This casting needs to be an unknown who doesn't have, like, find Rey Skywalker from freaking Star Wars. Get an actor like that.
Daisy Ridley.
Get an actor like that.
To be completely
never been
unknown,
in anything before.
It doesn't need to be completely unknown. It could be just like
I think it's
fine.
He's not a star yet. I think that's fine. It
could be you can have actors who have been on the indie scene and making movies. They have a little portfolio going, you know. But
it could be anything from unknown to indie actor, but nobody super famous.
Anybody that young won't have many opportunities to have shown acting chops anyways when you get somebody that young, right?
I'm just saying you don't want to be like, oh, we're not going to look for anybody who's like a good actor, who's shown they're a good actor on the indie scene. Why not?
No, dude, like, do find the indie scene prospect and then say, here, sign this thing. We'll give you millions of dollars, but it means you got to make 10 appearances in films and 7 in TV series. That's what I mean. And when you do that, with the name Superman Legacy, whatever, it's just a name, Legacy, whoop-de-doo. Now, as long as you got Superman in the title, that'll add to the sales.
I just do you think Legacy is a good title, guys? Superman Legacy.
Superman is the main title.
I mean,
we have to know what the story is about.
Yeah.
True.
We have to know what the story's about. We don't know. We don't know enough about it yet to know what to judge the title yet.
Yeah, it could have something to do with Legacy. So
and like
it could just be literally meta. Him saying that this is the legacy of DC Comics, DC Studios is Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Superman movie, like I said, when I read All-Star Superman, you see Superman doing all these different, like he's doing these different tasks and stuff, and even in the movie. If it kind of reminds me of, you know, in like Greek mythology with Hercules doing his little labors and stuff. That's what the book kind of reminded me of, him doing these different tasks and stuff just to show the world like who he is. Yeah. And I think this movie's going to be that, him doing all these different things.
So you're hyped.
And so one thing I hope he does translate from the comic to this movie is the sequence where he talks to suicide victim from jumping.
Yeah, I want to see that as well.
I want to see if Gunn can make that work, because
that would be great. That will be like why That's the kind of shit that's been missing from the Superman movies. That's why, even though he's corny, that's why you have to be like, he's corny, but like in the end of the day, like he's right. You know what I'm saying? He's right. The way he's living is right. The also need a different Superman villain, Parasite, Brainiac, or Metallo, fully on board. I feel like they're going to put Brainiac in the Supergirl movie, which I think will be a shame if Superman ain't in it.
She might be.
No. Here's the thing.
Than Supergirl.
Hear me out, and I want to say this because I actually gotta go. It's my anniversary today. We got to go and have our day now. She just woke up a little while ago. So thank you very much. So what I will say is that there's something intriguing to go with a Parasite for the main villain of the movie, and then have the movie end at Lex Tower. At Luthor Tower, where he's the one who sent them after him, and you see that he was the man behind it, and then you introduce Lex that way at the end of the Superman movie. But the main villain for the movie is Parasite, and then you have the shift. Kind of what they tried to do with Wonder Woman 84, which failed with the whole fucking Maxwell Lord thing and Cheetah. But they could do that right. Just introduce him at the end as an end credit scene, or just at the end of the movie.
I think he could be an end credit scene, or I think they could do both. I think they could do Lex and Brainiac as an end credit scene, because Lex will be exciting in one way to see the new Lex, but then I think you want to say like, oh, but Superman's going on to even bigger villains like, Brainiac.
I think it's much more impactful if you just save him to the end. Because if you put him in the middle, people are going to expect Lex.
No. I know. I'm saying with you, both end credit scenes. It could be two end credit scenes, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but I do got to go, guys. Thank you for having me, Nerdman. I appreciate it. Chill, K-Dots.
It's been lovely having you. Have a lovely anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Show it to her. No, I'm joking. Anyway, Nonzo. What's going on?
Nonzo?
No, I said Onzo.
He said Nonzo.
Yeah, he said Nonzo.
I said Onzo.
You might as well call him Enzo.
You've already said hyped, so we've got three more to get through. All right, let's go with Swamp Thing. I am first not on that one. That interested at all. I don't think it's going to be arse trash.
Bro, put that up at hyped. I'm going first on that one. Put that one up at hyped.
Why are you hyped about this?
I love Swamp Thing. It was like almost, I guess you would say, maybe one of my favorite characters growing up. And then I'm thinking about the series that they had. That Swamp Thing series that only went for one season was fire. So if they kind of do something like that where it's a little bit darker and, has a little horror element to it, I would be super stoked for that. So yeah, I'm going.
That would be good. I don't know. I don't deny that would be good, but the problem is, where does it fit in? Like, it's a horror.
Elseworld.
Whatever. It should be an Elseworld. Really.
He said so.
No, he didn't. He said it's part of
it's part of the slate. Yeah.
Well, no, he said it was Elseworld. I'm very confident he said that.
No, your confidence has
I'll pull it up.
Proven you wrong, my good sir. Like,
are you talking about that bet I had about Batman?
It's not always good to be overconfident, my friend.
No, we won that bet on Batman.
Exactly, that's right.
Yeah, but I'm talking about facts now. We were talking about like
that was a fact. It didn't.
No. It's a fact now, but at the time it was a hypothetical. We were just saying, like, hypothetically, I think that Batman would make more money. This is a fact. Like, the slate has Swamp Thing in it, and it's a horror movie, and it doesn't really fit in. It should maybe be an Elseworld. I get the interest in the character, but I just don't think he's got it like that, and I think it's a waste.
Just share my screen, bro. Share my screen.
It's a waste. You
see that ticker there?
It's a waste. It's a waste for the first chapter. This should be Martian Manhunter.
Okay, just listen to him say it's not part of the DCU.
We're going to talk about a very dark horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories.
See?
Are you mad? Are you crazy? Did you just hear K-Dots? Did you just hear what is he talking about? And why are you both on mute?
Because K-Dot left. But I heard him say it's outside of the DCU. It'll feed into the story. Well, probably multiverse or some sort of crisis event, but it is outside the DCU.
It's inside.
Hypothetically, Henry Cavill, Superman.
Inside, it's going to feature as part of the main story. Onzo, did you hear that or not?
Well, I heard what Chillmonger's saying, but yeah, I think it's still a part of the main story.
It's an Elseworld.
Because the Batman was Elseworlds, and he literally said that. You know what I mean?
So well, all I said was it's Elseworld. That's my stance. It's Elseworld.
It's not Elseworld when it's part of the main timeline.
No, it's if you're not in this universe, you are from another one.
So
okay, we just disagree with words now.
They are part of the universe. That's what you just said.
Listen. The U in DCU stands for universe, and he said
it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU.
It's totally outside of the DCU, so it's outside of the universe.
Not totally. It's tonally.
Oh, did he say tonally, not totally?
Yes, tonally. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got my ears checked then. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. Let me play that one more time.
It's totally outside of the rest.
Yeah, he did say tonally. Oh. You can't always be right.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I should have bet you on that. All right. So, I just think it's a waste. It doesn't fit into a Justice League unless he's going to be a Justice League member, which doesn't really fit for him. I don't get it. I don't get Swamp Thing. I might take a huge L on this because, as Onzo has said, he is a great character and he did the TV show was really good. But surely this should have been a TV show, even if you were really like a passionate Swamp Thing fan. This is not going to make fucking $100 to $200 million, I reckon. Let alone be hitting the kind of like marks that DC want. Like they want $800 million to $900 million movies. This is not going to be that. You can't even do it low budget and then hope that it makes Joker money.
But you see, the thing about it, though, Nerd, is we don't absolutely know how it's going to connect to the universe yet. So to say you don't see it, they might see it, right?
Oh no, Gunn did say this one is Elseworld.
No, he did not.
We just went through this. It sounded like he said it's totally outside of the DCU, but he said it's tonally with an N, tonally outside.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant like the Batman and Joker Elseworld.
Do you think, how much money do you think it's going to make Swamp Thing? Realistically.
Wait, who, me?
Anybody.
Oh, I don't know. It depends how popping the universe is by the time this movie comes.
600 million for Swamp.
Yeah, if it's really good, but you gotta get the right director.
God. If you the DC, would you make that bet?
This is the thing.
If you get Guillermo del Toro, this is a banger movie.
Oh, if you get Guillermo del Toro, then you might have something.
This
right.
Swamp Thing, how I imagine it, should be a horror movie, not like but a action based horror movie.
No, if you get Guillermo del Toro
and James Wan to produce it, perfect movie. This movie will make bank.
Listen, the Megan budget was $10 million, and it was a hit, and it's bringing all this money in. If WB wants to give this film $50 million, like The Woman King got, I could see it making a good $400 million, and we'll say, okay, we did something successful.
Okay, so Guillermo del Toro's highest box office to date is Pacific Rim. Let me see. Should be for Pacific Rim. It looks
China.
Like. Oh, Kronos. What? 621,000. Pardon me. Sorry.
You see, here's the thing, though, right? You're saying how much will it make? Well, it also depends on how good the movie is. Because let's say a lot of people don't know the movie and they hear a lot of word of mouth for it, they'll go see it. So it
Pacific Rim 411 million is his highest box office to date, and that's if Guillermo del Toro. That's if Guillermo del Toro is directing. That's a big if.
Well, okay, if you factors in, okay, Pacific Rim, a new franchise. That's a totally new original franchise in general. That's not really bad money for the first movie, but if it didn't make more than the budget. Then that's
this is another good one.
Failure.
James Mangold.
And it's not just that though.
James Mangold is in talks to do
it's not just that,
direct
it. He's coming off of the Pinocchio movie on Netflix, which a lot of people really enjoyed. You know what I mean? So you can't really gouge the money that would have made. But the fact that he was hyped for that and people like that movie, attach his name to Swamp Thing, and you get an extra maybe 100 million or so.
Like
First of all, it's pronounced Gage. Gauged. Sorry, I'm only joking on so. But I get what you're saying, but it's not a. Anything can do anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you could bring out a movie tomorrow, and it just strikes a chord with people and makes $1 billion. Top Gun. A sequel after many years of it being outside of cinemas breaks the box office. So anything can do anything in the end of the day. But if you are a betting man, given Swamp Thing's history and what the public knows about Swamp Thing and everything, it's just not the kind of big box office that I would expect, James Gunn to be betting his first, his first tenure in DC on. Like,
I don't think they're like trying to.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy was part of the MCU, brother. You're the one who's always saying that.
But no one was expecting it to do what it did.
For this budget, I think that realistic James Gunn does. I know he does. We're not dealing with Warner Brothers executives that probably expect this movie to do $1 billion or 800 million. He's going to be very realistic about it. This is just a small part of this. The movies that need to do big, for sure, Superman, Batman,
Authority.
The Authorities movie that needs to do something, and
that
the
needs to
Supergirl
do
movie.
Supergirl movie. And do you think those movies would do like better than fucking Green Lantern?
No.
Green Lantern would definitely do better than the Authorities. Supergirl, because they're probably
Superman, Supergirl. You could possibly say like maybe would do as good as what's it called? A Green Lantern movie. But I think Green Lantern definitely, that's the kind of thing you need to set up to, and a Wonder Woman movie. And if you're not going to do Martian Manhunter, do Wonder Woman. Needs to be like cohesive, like the big guns in cinemas, and then the TV shows be the small things. Swamp Thing, The Authority, fucking what was the other thing? Some other shit they're putting in cinemas. Those need to be TV shows, bro. That's the way I see it. So that's the problem I have. It's not that I don't like the slate. I like the slate because I'm a DC fan, and I've got the comics. I've got you know what I'm saying. That's
Are
different.
You really?
Yeah, I am actually. Unlike you, fucking pretenders. Anyway, so apparently James Mangold is in talks to direct. That's exciting.
Del Toro, get that because then
you don't want James Mangold. From the overrated Wolverine movie.
No, he did that trash the Wolverine movie, then he did that great movie Logan. I want Guillermo del Toro. Swamp Thing, that's right up his alley. Guillermo del Toro will give us some freaky deaky shit, scary shit, some and he'll give us a badass Swamp Thing design. We need Guillermo del Toro.
That's true. Okay, so where's everyone putting it, and then we can have a little discussion. Where's everyone putting it?
I'll put it in very interested. I'll keep it in very interested. I'm interested.
Not really that interested.
Okay, I'm on not really that interested as well.
I had it in hyped.
Oh wow, you just MCUing all the way, innit? With all the way to the bank with James Gunn.
I mean, this might be DC's first horror movie that they're doing. I think Swamp Thing should be kind of horror-esque. It should be.
He ain't hyped for the new Batman movie.
You never seen?
He ain't hyped for the Batman 2 or Joker.
Oh no, that's perfect.
He's hyped for fucking Swamp Thing horror movie version of Swamp Thing.
Hold on.
You are fucking.
Have you ever seen the original Swamp Thing movie?
Degree. It's trash. Yeah.
Oh my God, of course you say that.
it's fucking trash.
And when they decide who they're gonna stuff under that Swamp Thing suit, make it the guy who does Chewbacca. What's that tall European dude? Don't choose somebody black. Don't waste your diversity that you're going to have very limited amount of on Swamp Thing.
He's going to be black.
I really hope not.
I so hope it's gonna be black.
They just want to have somebody at Comic-Con on
Black man
that.
better be doing his voice though. Black man better be doing his voice.
Somebody on that stage they need to have some color in there, so they'll be like, "Oh, if we cast this guy, it won't look so bad when they take that big group shot of all their actors." That's all they think about. No, ew. Is he white or black?
No, it's a white dude. It's a white dude.
It's a black dude.
I don't know
get
who to
we need more. We need more diversity.
Stop tricking him. It's a white dude. It's a white dude that turned into, you know.
Well, that guy painted his face.
If
you're gonna paint the guy's
if they
face,
make the whole Justice League black.
No, the one I just showed is from the Swamp Thing TV show.
I already said it. If you want to give me a black Justice League, I'll watch it. Give me a black Superman, a black Batman, a black Wonder Woman with an Afro puffs. Absolutely, 100%. I will be there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's going to be no need to actually use black characters. They'll say, "Oh, I got black people. Don't worry about it." Vixen can stay down here.
Wearing fucking a two-pack t-shirt.
There's the contradiction to you. They're using black characters, but then you're saying there's no reason to use black characters.
No, I don't recognize Superman as a black character. I recognize that as a white character with a black actor.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, bro.
So does Anzo.
Power to the people. Anyway,
Swamp Thing.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you go all like civil rights movement on the fucking superhero genre. Anyway, so
ever say representation matters? Then I never want to
this Batman movie.
Hyped.
I don't know even where
Batman
to put this.
Robin,
I honestly don't know where to put this for myself.
No, man, you're raking it low because you hate Robin. You're Robin.
Put it in your ass trash because we know that's what you're gonna put it in. So
no, I don't. I don't think it's ass trash. I'm all over the map with this movie. It could be anything from hype to ask to intrigued. Well, not really interested. I don't think they should have another Batman franchise.
Wait, Norman, question.
I think that's another stupid move by James Gunn. It's like, oh, we've got to do Batman. I don't think so. I think you could have stuck Batman in the Justice League and used it to bring out more superhero characters that people are excited that you could get people excited for. Having another Batman franchise alongside Robert Pattinson's, I think it's going to cannibalize both. Because you know how fans are these days. They can't be fucking adults. They can't be like, oh, this Batman's cool and this Batman's cool. It's one of them's got to be reign supreme. And if this one's good, then the other one is fucking trash.
Never mind. As long as the money shows, they'll let these idiot fans fight on.
I'm gonna try and enjoy both, right? If it's shit, I'll say it's shit. But if it's good. Maybe it's not as good as the Batman franchise to me. I'll say, oh, it's good, but it's not as good as the Batman franchise. If it's better than the Batman franchise, I'll be like, wow, that's better than the Batman franchise, but I still like the Batman. It doesn't matter to me, right? Like, as much Batman as I can get is exciting for me. And taking a new Ra's al Ghul, because you'll have to need a new Ra's al Ghul if you're going to do League of Assassins. I love all of that. That being said, I'm just pained by the reality of what I know is just going to be years of bullshit about which Batman is better.
I've taken shits that were better than the Batman.
Yes, okay, I get it. You don't like the Batman, but still, nonetheless, you've got to admit, independent of your like or dislike of Batman, one, it has a fan base. That's true. Secondly, you know, the having another Batman franchise, solo Batman franchise, alongside that is going to cannibalize one or both of them, because you know, if they're both good, they're both going to have their fans. And the others are going to go, the other one is trash. This Batman who does all these backflips and does all the, you know, that's the Batman. And then the other ones are going to be like, well, the detective one's more interesting. It's more like cinematic, blah, blah, blah. It's just going to be bullshit. They could have just stuck Batman in the Justice League till Pattinson finished his business and left it at that.
I think we're going to be fine because regardless, this is Batman. Whether two different Batmen are playing at the same time, because look,
There's going to be this live action Gotham Knights, which is heavily Batman associated, which could potentially hurt the Batman brand. But Batman's still going to survive. Whether fans have their dumb arguments about it or fight,
it's going to affect the box office.
No, it's not.
It's going to affect the box office.
If they release the same year, that's a different story. But they're not going to release the same year.
If they release one year after the other, everyone's going to be confused.
We don't know.
In the general audience, they're going to be, wait a second, isn't Patterson Batman? What's going on?
For the Batman 2, that drops 2025 with Superman Legacy.
Then they're going to have a Batman the next
2 years after. This Brave and the Bold dropping 2 years after that.
Bullshit. They can't afford for it to drop 2 years after unless they've got like something in between. Superman.
All right. Well, okay.
They're going to do Superman, Supergirl, then The Authority, and then Batman. Jeez, does that
was the order?
Does that sound like a good fucking?
But wasn't that the order? They announced it. They said that they would do it that way, didn't they? Brave and the Bold was like the second last one.
That's a stupid.
Yeah, but it's not. Brave and Bold's not come out the year after the Batman 2. It's not coming out 2026. It's gonna come out 2027.
So Batman and Superman are coming out 2025, right?
Yes, the Batman 2 and.
So
Superman
you're trying to tell me? I'm hoping this is leading to a Justice League. I think we're all hoping it's leading to a Justice League. Okay, good. So you're going to go from Superman to what? The Authority? Or Superman to Supergirl? Like one after the other, bang, bang, like Superman, Supergirl, 1 year
as
after
long
the
as
other.
It's written and it makes,
and then do Authority, and then do Batman, Bold, and Brave, and that is going to be enough to set up a fucking Justice League. I think it's a mess.
Man, we don't know if the Justice because we have not seen the full Chapter 1 slate. Maybe at the end of Chapter 1, Justice gets set up, or maybe in Chapter 2, the Justice gets set up, or maybe the Justice is already kind of set up anyways because this Batman is already a seasoned Batman. He's at his fourth Robin. He should be part of a Justice League anyways. Technically, he's at his fourth Robin. He's already be part of a Justice League. But
I don't know, man.
They're going to set up Justice League as long as you do it because they're not going to rush it. This is the thing: we're not jumping from Man of Steel to BVS or Justice League. That's rushing. They're going to take their time with this to get to Justice League. I'm not in no rush. We should.
I am. You're a young man. That's why you fucking not in a rush.
No, you're not that old.
Me and fucking Anzo might be dead by the time it's Justice League comes out.
Good point. I may be dead.
You guys ain't that old.
Straight up facts,
I mean,
bro. You can't.
Y'all still some young
of a black man these
mean?
days.
Y'all some young brothers. What you mean?
You're like, oh yeah, let's take time. It'll be like 10, 20 years. The Terminator's already here, and then
selfish. I won't be ages.
People are gonna be watching superhero movies when the Terminators are after them. Fuck that, man. I want this shit now. Before the world goes fucking torpedoes into oblivion.
I feel you. It's just like the older audience that one day, T'Challa, that waited so long. But there, trust me, by time maybe 2030, we will see a Justice League movie.
2030.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
7 years from now.
Yeah.
These fucking you guys. You think there's this superhero craze that's going to be popping off in 7 years? You've lost your mind. You don't know what's happening, bro. The world is changing.
How long did it take for them to get to the Avengers?
The world is changing, and cinema ain't going to be a big part of
5 years. It took 5 years for them to get to the Avengers. 5 years.
Cinema is not going to be popping off.
7 years on her.
I'm not even talking about superhero movies. I'm talking about cinema isn't going to be popping off the way you think it is in 7 years by 2030.
Cinema's gonna be fine. Look, there's gonna be a couple AI stuff.
I'm telling you, bro. There's a lot of things happening. There might be wars. There might be fucking disasters.
Marvel is screwed because now this is the thing. You have variety that's good on both ends that people can go watch because that's what we need at the end of the day, variety. You got shit with The Boys. It was just released a couple weeks ago. The Boys was the most streamed television show out of all the MCU shows. That's a good fucking thing. That's a good thing because The Boys was better than all them trash MCU shows. Even the one I like, it was better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It was way better, and it was better than Peacemaker too. Don't fucking
wait. Hold on. Yeah, you're saying
Really? All right. Let me get back to my point. Don't do you freaking MCU fans?
No, answer that question though first before we get back to your point. Better than Peacemaker, right?
It is better than Peacemaker. Don't fucking lie,
kind of,
bro.
just a little, but let me get. But the point is, having variety like The Boys, Invincible, something you need all this different shit. Because when it's just one thing, then that's when shit gets boring.
No, I agree with that. That's what I like about the slate. But I still think they could have had a couple other things, just a couple heavy hitters before Supergirl and Swamp Thing.
I totally agree.
They could have done. They could have done that, and then put something a little different, like a different flavor, like The Authority, in as well.
So the one thing James Gunn said was that this is just some of the things, right? So there's still some things in this. I'll call it a phase. That we'll probably get that he hasn't announced yet. So
I hope so.
And that's a good thing too, because you don't spoil everything,
right?
Because we saw what happened in 2016 when they dropped that. Well, 2015 when they dropped that slate for the Snyderverse, and they showed the whole slate, everything, where it was going to end. And guess what? We got barely any of it. We got a few things. We didn't get it in that order. They said, well, you're going to get all of this, and we got none of it. Yeah. So Gunn just showed us just a little bit. Because there might be a Flash and Aquaman movie sneaked into this stuff that we don't even know about yet.
Well, I wouldn't say Flash or Aquaman either, right? Because we have the Aquaman movie that's coming out, right? And then Flashpoint is what resets it. So I think those two will come later on. But I'm thinking that there may be like a Wonder Woman movie announced in that. That's a possibility that we don't know about, right? Since they're doing the prequel. So you never know. There could be some stuff added in there that we don't know about.
They got some stuff sneaked up in there.
Yeah, Superboy. If you want to watch some real rankings, come over to the Chaos Central or Big Afford Entertainment, where we do real
where they do even trasher
rankings on. Hey, listen,
your WWE one was suspect,
I'm still waiting for you to make the list for the champion one, but you fucking around.
Oh, you want me to do that? I didn't know that I thought you were like not into it. Yeah, I'll do it.
I said in the chat, make the list, nerd man.
Okay, all right, I'll make the list. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Because
it's across WCW and WE, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's get on with the rest of this because I have to go. Amanda Waller, I'm going to surprise everyone. This is the first one I'm hyped for. I'm not even joking. The Watchmen, the people who did the Watchmen show, which was actually pretty decent, doing an Amanda Waller show. Amanda Waller surviving to this new universe, the only character I believe who should survive to the new universe. I am actually hyped for this one, and that is. Did everyone do the last one, by the way? What was it?
Yeah,
Swamp Thing. Did everyone do it? Very interested. What were you, K-Dots? K-Dots, what were you, Chillmonger? For
not really interested.
Not really interested. I was not really interested.
And I was hyped.
So it's in very interested about. Okay, so Amanda Waller, I think she's a great character, and I'd love to see a background of where she came from and whatever. Viola Davis, fucking awesome. It's a TV show. It's where it should be. It shouldn't be a fucking movie. It's perfect. I think it's good. If it's not in the tone of that terrible show, Peacemaker, and that was just
read that comment.
That was just for K-Dots. It's not. It is terrible in my opinion, but I know it's very popular, so it's
read your live chat.
I'm happy for them. What does it say? Nah, boys, latest season wasn't better than Peacemaker.
No, the last one.
What are you talking about? Waller is essentially Peacemaker season 2. It will continue in Peacemaker. Her daughter exposed to her.
It's in
yeah, but it's a different creative team. I doubt the guys who did the Watchmen
it's in between. It's not Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to be doing it like that, and I doubt Viola Davis would be interested in a project like that. But anyway, so yeah, I'm actually, funnily enough, pretty hyped for this.
Good. So I can
show.
counter you, nerd man. I'm gonna go with not really that interested, and it has nothing to do with. Okay, so first off, I agree with you that Viola Davis should be the one to carry over. You don't get an actress that good and just get rid of her. I agree with that 100%. My problem with it is, if you're gonna do this, I think it should have been a live action series and not a cartoon.
It's not a cartoon.
Yeah,
yes, it's animated.
It's live action.
Oh, it's live action?
Yeah,
I thought it was animated.
No, it's not live action.
Oh, okay, so that changes it. So then, yeah, I put it in very interested then.
All right, good.
I thought it was animated. I thought they said it was animated.
No.
Yeah, I thought Swamp Thing was Elseworlds.
Yeah, I get you. That's that Canadian logic we have.
Yeah. All right, Chillmonger.
Anza.
This
they dropped the White Man Can't Jump trailer. I'm gonna DM it to you.
The White Man what?
White Man Can't Jump trailer, the reboot.
There's a reboot to White Man Can't Jump?
Let's react to that, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even remember who the actor was. Okay, so for Amanda Waller, great casting. TV format is the right place for the character of this caliber. We could have more than one season, see what's happening with Cadmus, see what's happening in the inside. This is a fantastic idea. Mm-hmm. I think I'm great. Now let me just go hyped for Amanda Waller.
Thank you. Original black character as well.
That's right. You see, it's not hard.
K-Dots.
I am very I think it's great.
Oh, wait a second. Did we even do Batman Brave and the Bold for everyone?
Oh, well, I put it in hype for Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, I didn't do anything with that one.
Okay, what are you?
Brave and the Bold, I'm gonna say I'll say very interesting. No, I'll say
that's where I'm putting it.
I'd say
right.
I'm not a huge Damian fan, and I think that's the issue. And I think you should have the other Robins first before you introduce Damian. That's
good point. Good point. I had it in very interested, by the way, guys. And you're intrigued. And who said hyped? Somebody said hyped.
K-Dot.
And you're bringing it up to great. So I think that leaves it in very interested. Or great, one or the other.
Yeah, Damien's like a little spoiled brat. I can't stand him sometimes. Like,
fuck that kid.
But a live action version, they can go into him a little bit more psychological,
I really
less cartoony.
By Nightwing or Batman in the movie.
But he fucking annoys the shit out of me too, bro. I swear, like, I don't believe in beating kids, but that was my kid. That was my fucking kid. Talk to me like that.
You know what's funny? K-Dot always laughs when it talks about beating kids, eh? When we say something about beating kids, K-Dot starts to crack up. Either K-Dot was beat as a kid, or he can't wait to have a kid to whoop his ass when he does something wrong.
Whoop my kid's ass. It's just I do agree. Some kids need to get their ass kicked.
Anyway, so now we are on Amanda Waller to finish it off, and then we'll react to the White Man Can't Jump, and we'll call it a day. I'll do the K-Dots is an MCU fanboy debate another time.
I don't even know why
you are though. You're a straight up MCU. After everything you've been saying about James Gunn, like that's it for me. You are the MCU fanboy. Like you've been pretending for a minute, like that you're on my side.
I've
decided
I'm in
like
DC for anything.
You ain't DC, bro. Anyway,
is MCU strange just throwing some MCU slander.
He's a straight. I've never seen he's such a turncoat, bro. He's a turncoat. Like he don't even like the good DC movies. Anyway, so Amanda Waller hyped for me, great for Onzo, hyped for Chillmonger, right?
Yep.
K-Dots.
I'm keeping it in great. I wouldn't say hype, but I'll keep it in great.
So it's about hyped or great, basically. Because we haven't got a tiebreaker.
I'm not sure. I know Viola Davis is going to be leading, but I'm not sure who the cast is gonna be. Like, I'm not sure if it's gonna be if Peacemaker will be returning and stuff. I kind of hope he is.
Live chat be the tiebreaker. Is it hyped or is it great?
And live chat, if you want to say how you'd rank these, by the way, we'll be very interested. Before we go, we can look at a couple of how you would rank all of these. Walla is hype. Yeah.
I think our ranking is solid. We probably got the best ranking.
Yeah, we've got the best ranking easily because everyone else aren't really DC fans. All right. So, all right. So, White Man Can't Jump, new trailer. Who's even starring in this? You need some proper heavy hitters.
I just looked at it. I have no idea who the fuck these guys are. I have no idea who they are. And I'm looking at the trailer and I'm like, no. I will pass.
I'm only excited to see Jack Harlow, but
even TMZ. What the fuck?
It's a Hulu original.
So why has it got TMZ when I put it into it? Oh, first look at White Men Can't Jump, or what is it?
I got it. If you want to show it on your channel,
no, show it.
Sure, I'm gonna have it up right now.
What's that, Chillmonger grinder? You getting the roll up? Oh, I thought it was a grinder. I like Chillmonger.
Using all them metaphors and shit.
This microphone stand is broken off, so I gotta make it tighter or something.
I got you.
Okay. All right, good, go.
I probably should have asked this earlier, but how much cash do you have on you? Did you not bring enough money to cover this game? I brought like 80 minus 60. You ready?
Born ready.
What's up with your boy? He's almost up. I'm like the P.T. Anderson of basketball psychological warfare. Who is P.T. Anderson? Our greatest living director. Spike Lee is our greatest living director. Spike Lee's not even a good Knicks fan. I knew this was a mistake. Rated R.
What the fuck was that?
I like Jack Harlow, but this is just another one of those like, why do you need to take the name of White Man Can't Jump? Just make a movie about two people that like basketball or whatever and scam you. You did not need to call this movie White Man Can't Jump. That was so dumb.
Oh my god, it looks so horrible. Like when you see the first trailer for The White Man Can't Jump with Woody Harrelson, and you're like,
let's blast that. Yeah. Let's blast that.
Compare the first trailer of that to this, and you're like hyped for that movie. This is like, nah, I'll pass.
What was that? And I wasn't even a big fan of White Man Can't Jump, the first one. I liked it enough. I thought it was good, but I never it wasn't like a classic for me. But I'd watch it again. I'd watch it again. It was
it's a classic.
I didn't like how the white man was just scoring on the black dude that much.
Of course not.
That was bullshit. I was just like, no fucking way, bro. Yeah, exactly. Look at this.
It's actually a funny trailer.
But I'm great. It's a comparison.
On me. It's not about white. Honey, I'm home.
How much money did you make today?
I miss you.
I'm sorry, honey.
That was when she was hot, bro. Yeah. Oh my god, she was smoking like a fucking cigarette.
Yeah, she didn't age gracefully.
You see her in
if you don't mind. What kind of hustle?
In that Spike Lee joint. Where like they're rubbing ice on her.
Chump.
Right,
you play basketball?
Do the right thing. One of many reasons that movie is a masterpiece.
I agree.
Give me my money. I've seen you hustle. Hey, I've never used no goofy white mother. Hey, who you calling goofy white mother?
Dude, this trailer is funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love you, Infinity.
Oh, Billy, you're so stupid. You should have said I love you, Infinity plus Infinity.
We shoot you, Billy, but first we want the money. There are rules to hustling. There's an ethics involved. Yeah, that you wouldn't know a damn thing about. Will you explain to this Gladys Knight and the pimps?
Winning and losing is all one big organic lobby.
Although they're giving away way too much of the movie, bro.
They did.
Back in the day, they played the whole movie.
Most guys don't play good when they're mad.
So hilarious. Watching old trailers is just like a blast from the past or something.
Yeah, jump. You see, you watch that trailer and you're like, yeah, I gotta see this movie. You watch what we just saw and I'm like, I'll pass, you know?
It's just bullshit.
Yeah, let me go ahead and share the superior white man.
Nothing's exciting anymore. Anyway, guys, I've got to actually bounce. But I don't know, like are you still into having a conversation?
Cool. Yeah.
All of you guys.
About
you
what?
Want to stay on?
Yeah.
Because I don't have to end the broadcast because I'm going. But like, if you want to stay on, you can stay on. But
then how are you? But when we all leave,
I'll end it when I come back. Because I've got to go. I've got to leave.
You might as well end it, because I got some things I got to take care of.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Peace, guys. It's been good. It's been real. I can't even. It's been so long. I can't even remember how I used to end it. Oh yeah, I love you 7,000.
3,000.
After one of the worst comic book movies. No, I'm joking. After one of
I thought the worst comic book movie ever was The Watchmen.
Yeah, I mean, no, it isn't.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. There's another one that's the worst comic book.
The Batman.
No. V for Vendetta.
Yeah, but that's just madness, dude. Like, what are you talking about now?
That's
like
the worst comic book movie ever.
That's really a good comic
Blank Man and Meteor Man are better than V for Vendetta.
Yeah, but those are classics, though. You can't. Why are you going on like that's a bad thing just because Blank Man's better? That's a classic. Anyway, no, I all peace and love. Everyone love what you want. The AI are taking over from us anyway, so I very much doubt people are going to be watching these movies anyway.
But
we'll see.
Artists are getting really upset with this AI thing, man. And I watched this streamer, Amazing Lucas, and he's doing some AI stuff, and he did some little pictures with the AI. Yo, those things look fire. I'm really looking to learn how to use that.
Dude, I was actually going to do a show on this new AI stuff. If you want to do it on your channel, just as a thing, see if it pops off.
I have to do more
a weekly AI thing because it could be a whole new.
But I have to be a whole new
research
thing for you. A new research on it because I'm not 100% sure about it. So
I don't want to share it, to be honest. That's my problem. I've got an ethics thing where I don't want more people using this shit because it's not promising for where the world is going at the moment.
No, because the way they're doing it, you could basically take someone's picture, AI it looks completely like them, and have them doing some bullshit that they're not doing.
Did y'all know they're already doing it for porn?
Yeah.
There was did y'all see the dude that was crying because
because he was watching his girlfriend.
AI?
Yeah, they did
streamer.
They did an AI of his best friend's girlfriend, and he happened to be on stream, and he changed tabs. Right, it was quick. If you watch it live, you see it's quick. But of course, someone paused it to go see what he was watching, and it was his best friend's girlfriend, with deep faked AI slamming. So he had to do a stream with his wife, and he's on stream crying, and his wife is in the background crying as well. It was so cringe, bro. Really?
I've got to see this. Can you show me this quickly?
You know what? I actually got it.
Please, I've got it.
It's only a minute. It's not that long.
Just let me see quickly before I go. Come on. This is the way to. This is the way to end. This is the way to end things.
All right, get ready to laugh, nerd man. Got it right here. Share my screen now. There we go. Ready?
Yeah.
To like create a pattern of behavior where I really want, especially women on Twitch, to feel safer. Like
you can't say that.
Spam cringe. We don't do that there. I've never made like a fucking weird, I don't know, seat sniffing joke. I've never done anything like that. I've never done anything like that on the stream. And we don't tolerate any sex behavior in the chat. We ban it on site. And like I've done this consistently over and over and over.
Look at his wife.
2 a.m. I've been watching.
So his wife is basically he was the one who was jerking off to his best friend's girlfriend.
Yeah. Let me
I'd jerk off to my best friend's girlfriend as well if my
this was the friend, right? Now she's not a porn star. Her face is being used for porn. Her face is being used in like porn and shit. So he was beating it to some porn with her face on it. Whatever he was.
And the wife caught him, but he was on stream when he was.
No, everybody caught him on stream. Jacking to it.
Stuff about AI.
Well, he wasn't jacking to it, but they caught him looking at it. He was
on a tab.
Yeah, he had.
So he was watching Pokemon.
All right, I'll watch the rest offline because I really do.
I
don't even think that's that bad. That's you're curious, you search things. I'm sure everyone has something in the search history, like how to. What? Why is he apologizing? Because he got booked.
What's he apologizing for? I search up all your wives for that kind of. No, I'm joking.
No, but like, as a streamer, as someone who actually does share his stream from time to time, I'm very aware of what I don't put and what I what's on my screen, what's on my tab, what's on my favorites, what's on my bookmarks, so that when I eventually one day have that, at least look, he's watching Pokemon videos. So and it's not another thing that starts.
Dude, I'm gonna do that from now on. Man, that's a really good idea.
If I happen to share my screen and I had some porn up on there, I'm like, so what? Do what he has. I am a man. I watch porn. Big freaking deal.
No, but it's your friend.
You're proud of it.
No, his friend. I wouldn't be crying about that shit. I'm like, okay, I watch porn. So what? I ain't crying about that.
And to be honest with you, like, let's say I happen to be scrolling through the internet and I see, wait, that looks like Nerd Man's girlfriend doing porn. I would check it out. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if I know who it is and it's an AI and it's all there and it's a click away, I don't have much.
Yeah, and like real quick, hey,
on that note, I think I have to go.
I'm gonna keep it real. Any of my female.
Don't look up my girlfriend and do that shit.
No. Hey. Any of my guy friends who I know got a hot girlfriend, or any of my female friends from high school, if I find out they're doing porn, I'm just gonna go watch that shit. I'm interested.
That's so true, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I think if one of you guys did porn as well, I'd kind of have to look it up as well because it's just like, what the fuck?
Not in a sexual sense.
I'll just be intrigued. Like,
yeah. Well, you already know how you like to look at man and ask if they're back. right on that MSK stream. Hey, is MSK package? That's what Nerdman said. So
you
we
said
know
that?
you would. Yes.
From his laughter, it sounds like he said
dude,
that.
It was right there, man. It was like a third leg. I couldn't fucking. He was there in his underwear, and I'm just thinking, what the fuck's going on? Is everyone seeing this shit?
Now is a good time to end the stream.
Facts. Because no one else noticed it but you.
All right, guys. Peace and love. And love you 3000. Peace.